So another bounce, all in this time. Crowd round about the 40,000 mark. Crocker, the man with the bicycle helmet. Lawrence wins it. Pritchard gives it away. Stevenson. Dunstall down in his direction. Laidley, who's got the job on Hudson at the moment. Dunstall needs only 3 goals for his 100. Marking contest out there, and the ball taken over the boundary line by Craig Scholl for North Melbourne. Number 25 for the Hawks, Jason Taylor, formerly of Fitzroy. He slotted in well at centre-half forward this year. He was one of the players missing when North Melbourne gave them a shellacking earlier in the year. So too Dunstall at Langford, of course. Now a chance. Stevenson goes at goal and gets the first one for Hawthorn. Just the start the Hawks wanted. Plenty of excitement out there, and they're on the board.
And Pete, what a way to start your first final with Shane Stevenson. A couple of kicks already, and that second one an absolute gem. There's the boundary throw in. Just in front was Hudson, who was able to shuffle the ball to the advantage of Stevenson, and that's a great kick. What a lifter for him. Well done.
You speak about ex-Fitzroy players. That boy was from Sandy Bay, then Fitzroy, and now Hawthorn. So pretty good job he's doing with his football career. The bounce in the centre. Lawrence has had the better of those duels so far. A chance there for Hawthorn. They clear the ball of the centre congestion. Ross Smith underneath it, can't take the mark. Gowers was there for the Hawks. 50 metres from the Hawthorn goal. Ross Smith repels that attack and kicks it close to the line, and Darren Jarman couldn't quite keep it in. It'll go for a boundary throw in between the wing and right half forward for the Hawks. Pretty good crowd here at Waverley, in excellent conditions for both players and fans. Kick forward there for Hawthorn by Hargraves, inside 50 metres. This is Archer for North Melbourne. Glenn Archer, the kick off the left foot, nearly taken by Hargraves. Stevens, handball, astray. Jarman swoops on it. Darren Jarman goes for goal. Kicks to the line, and Mickey Martin marks it quite safely in the finish right on the goal line.
Another fingernail that would have been Hawthorn's second goal. Jarman in top form last week. More of that this afternoon, say the Hawthorn supporters. Cooper punches well, gets the ball away from John Blakey. Boundary throw in left half forward for the Hawks. Well, they're revving each other up out there. North Melbourne yet to cross the centre line. Hawthorn doing all the attacking. Lawrence and Ashenko. Stevenson, Platten playing his 200th game today. Stevenson again off the ground. One behind. So he's kicked the entire score of the match so far, 1 goal, 1.
And quite often through a final series, you look at the Hawk bench there, that a player stands up that you don't expect to and really finds some form, and Stevenson's opened up beautifully today.
Laidley for North Melbourne. Kicks it back near the centre. And a great mark taken by Carey. Only 2 players in it, but he emphatically won that clearly. He's kicked to Blakey. Blakey to Schwass. Schwass to the full forward line. It's a pretty good kick for the full forward. Out in front. Couldn't quite get a good enough hand pass away, Johnny Longmire. Fights on, but a great smother. Effected back there by Tallis. And it's forced over for a throw-in.
Yes, Longmire obviously thinking, Robbo, there was a player behind him. He tried to handball over his head with the left boot, left hand, I should say, and then had to follow up himself.
Right forward pocket for North Melbourne, about 25 to 30 metres from their goal. Kick forward by Blakey, was smothered by his teammate. Cleared by Graham, goes out towards the wing. This is Lawrence, nearly run down by Ashenko, but away goes Lawrence and kicks it to half forward, but it's chopped off. The mark is quite safely taken by Fairley between right half back and centre wing. His high kick in towards the centre. Platten was up high, kick from mid-air by Lawrence, mark taken by Taylor.
Taylor at left centre wing. It's Hawthorn moving again, shocking kick. Might come to the advantage of Hargraves. Good shepherd by Dunstall. Back to Stevenson, who's kicked 1-1 already. Done a little bit too much there. Schwass has got him holding the ball.
Yes, well, Schwass is his immediate opponent, but on a wing, so he's got to tidy up. Stevenson's having plenty of influence.
North bench, Rock, one of the surprises to start on the woodwork. Good tackle by the former Morris medalist. Ball jarred free, and he's going to take the free kick at right half back, Wayne Schwass. Under 19 best and fairest in the same year, 1987. Kicks to centre wing. Tallis, only one to really go for it. Did a terrific smother earlier on North Melbourne's right forward pocket. Now the umpire telling him to play on, which he does, over the head of Ramiro. The kick is inside 50. That's a marking contest. I can't tell you who's got it yet.
The North player's got it fairly.
Fairly over Dunstall. They both had hands on it. You have to pay the man in front. That's a shocking kick. He's put it straight down the throat of Jarman. Now he's got a call to play on Jarman. Allen kicks wide. Hudson. Well, Hawthorn have certainly started the better. Just under 16 minutes left in the quarter. North Melbourne yet to score. They've only had one forward thrust after Carey outmarked Langford, but nothing came of that. Now Paul Hudson, distance won't be a problem. He'll kick from 45. He kicks, I don't think accurately, one behind. So some wasted opportunities up forward by Hawthorn. Hudson are behind, Hawthorn 1-2, North yet to score, 15 and a half left.
Fairly interesting opening, I would suggest, especially from Hawthorn's point of view.
The touch seems to be going with them, Robbo, doesn't it? Just they're doing the right, kicking the ball off the ground, falling in the right hands.
And North just a little rattled. Another kick falls into the arms of a Hawthorn player. This time it's Gowers. A high kick to the goal square. It's punched away by Smith. A push out. Is it against Dunstall, and it'll go to Martin.
Yes, he tried to fly early, get a bit of a lift up and take a good grab, but infringed in doing so.
Mickey Martin. Well, that is not allowed. So he'll have to come back and do it again as we watch Mickey Martin about to kick in, and he's going to go to the far side of the ground. Gets it well outside 50 metres. Punched away there by Gowers, gathered by Platten. Kick forward by Ben Allen. In towards the forward pocket, comes back towards Fairley. A little kick by Fairley bounces just inside the line, and a throw-in will take place about 46 metres around, maybe a little closer, maybe about 40 metres around from the Hawthorn goal.
Well done, Dean Laney, to get back there. Looked like a certain mark to Hudson.
Ischenko gets it down. Kick smothered by Ross Smith. Tackle by Platten on Fairley, pretty good. Ross Smith going nowhere. Chance for Scholl. No. Yes, eventually Taylor slaps it on his foot and kicks a goal. Well, a miraculous kick for goal by Jason Taylor. Close to the boundary line. The Hawthorn fans are on fire. He's happy, and the Hawks get their second. They lead by 14 points.
Remember what you mentioned before, that's an example of that, isn't it? Just throwing caution to the wind, just playing footy, allowing the ball to work for you, and the congestion here. Platten just gives you one. Look at Taylor. A banana from the boundary, unsighted.
Great goal by Jason Taylor from the boundary. Allen from Lawrence's tap. Platten, Jarman, Cooper. Kick only travels about 4 metres. Hawthorn fans yelling for holding the ball. Spinning out as Nichols. He was caught too high and will take the free kick. Umpire says play on. Langford in front. Might be a free kick to Carey for a Shepherd. The advantage is played. Blakey goes at goal and just kicked behind. North Melbourne's first score.
It's important they get the ball in that 50-metre zone. It's only the second time it's been near it. All the play going with Hawthorn.
14 players won in favour of Hawthorn. Hawks off to a great start. Man.
You did mention, Ross, you did mention about experience. There's a free kick going to Hawthorn, but the experience of the Hawks may be showing in the early part. Yes. Maybe North Melbourne haven't played a lot of finals football.
Once they settle, they should adjust.
Pritchard to Allen. Ben Allen right on the boundary line, having a great season. Looks for Jarman. Fairley takes him fairly. It's out of bounds in front of Jason Taylor. Almost from the same spot that he kicked that previous goal. Jarman looks fired up this afternoon.
I'm a little bit with him there. There was an opportunity for a decision there, I would have thought, in Jarman's favour.
Great football weather, as we have mentioned. Slightly hazy at the moment. Ischenko and Lawrence, won by Ischenko, down to Crocker, couldn't handle it. Jarman's got it. Free kick, no. Play on. Gets it to Platten. Wide of Fairley. Long kick by the Rat. Dunstall and Martin. Dunstall's got the mark over the line, maybe.
It's a behind.
I think it is.
Yes.
Kick by John Platten. Pretty long kick.
And the Hawthorn players certainly having more run on their legs at the moment. First to the footy, prepared to take the initiative, and North Melbourne just chasing backsides at the moment.
Laidley to Scholl. Scholl marking short of half-back. One of the Collingwood six-footers who's solidly built. Scholl, Langford, punches clear, ball hits the deck, Platten overruns it, opportunity for Lawrence to apply the shepherd. Now the ball's farmed out to Allen from a standing start, kicks it goal. Distance isn't a problem, but accuracy is, and they're wasting opportunities up there. Ben Allen registering only one behind. His first for the day, Hawthorn 2-4, North Melbourne 1 behind.
Yes, we're only about halfway through the first term already. Hawthorn with 6 scoring shots. They've had 22 kicks to 15, 7 handballs to 4, and Mark's about on a par. Kick in again to the far side, outside 50 metres. Archer up high, so was Taylor for Hawthorn. Trying to clear the ball, but a good tackle affected on Martin by Jarman. And the ball spills over for a boundary throw-in. Martin running back to position as the Hawthorn players warm up, the interchange players warm up on the boundary line. The umpire's found a free kick.
In the back against
and it will go to Platten. Platten in short. Player on his own is Pritchard. Pritchard for Hawthorn. He's about 55 to 60 metres from goal. He kicks into the pocket, too far there for Gowers. So it'll be a free kick to be taken for North Melbourne by Glenn Archer in the left back pocket. No.
Laidley,
Gives it away to his teammate indeed, Laidley. So he will kick North Melbourne back out towards the half-back flank region. It's punched away. Platten's got the football. He's well tackled. Stevens is there for North Melbourne. The kick goes back towards the wing. Allison and Collins. Allison taps it to the advantage of Ramiro. Little kick by that player. Kicked off the ground by Langford back to the centre. The mark is taken by Mann.
Mann's kick. Graham has the set. Carey comes out. He might be a free kick there. No. Langford playing his 24th final. It's out of bounds on the full. Another free kick to North Melbourne for out of bounds on the full. And John Blakey will be the recipient this time. McDonald on the mark. Another former Fitzroy player. McCurden got his big mitts to it. Platten, who's been busy. Graham spins out. Good hand pass. Lawrence. Tarras calls for it and gets it. Short of the centre square. Awkward looking kick. Stevenson was there. So too Gowers. Kicked away from that pair off the ground. It's a foot race now at right half forward for North Melbourne. Archer went solidly at the football. Longmire paddles it out in front. Opportunity for Graham. Quick hand pass. And they get clear. Scotty McGuinness's kick.
It's coming back, Pete. Free kick against Hawthorn. It's going to McKernan.
I think that was deemed as a throw, wasn't it?
Good effort by Archer to get boot to ball there. Otherwise, they're in trouble. Pushed it forward.
Carey saying, come on, get it moving quickly. McCurden, usually a good kick, gets close to the man on the mark. That's a shocker. Falls straight into the arms of Stephen Lawrence, who gives it to his captain. Langford, past Jarman, on to Collins. Over 150 consecutive games. Back to Jarman, clear of Crocker.
Jarman's kick goes in towards the centre. It's gathered there by Craig Scholl. Scholl's left foot kick towards half forward. Carey. Too big, too strong there for Collins. At least Collins made a bit of a contest of it. Carey plays on, kicks to the front of the goals. Again, failure to take the mark. Here's Lawrence. Tries to get it out, but it's Longmire. Hell didn't have the football appealing for the free kick. Langford composed, gets it to McGuinness. McGuinness does to Cooper. Cooper goes in turn to Platten. The Hawks are out of trouble. Platten from 50 metres. Kicks into the centre. Archer can't take the mark. Gowers does well. Tries to tap it to Pritchard's advantage. He does well. Platten covers some territory. Kicks to left half forward. Punched away there from Hudson by Laidley. Laidley and Stevenson. Stevenson does well. Robs Dean Laidley of it. Kicks it to the front of the goals. Good effort by Martin on Dunstall. But here goes Taylor. Gets the hand pass back. Kick forward by Hargraves was smothered. Stevenson's again. He kicked a goal. Stevenson, 2 goals. Taylor, 1. Hawthorn, 3-4. North Melbourne, 1 behind.
Well, that play there, Dean Lady did well initially to get over and make the contest and tried to push the ball to the boundary. And then the pace of Stevenson just upset him on his right foot, the left on the boundary there. This is a good effort by Martin as well, but the ball comes back again to Stevenson. He's red hot. Shocking kick by... Oh, that's terrible. Hargraves there, just untied him at Stevenson. Did he mop up?
Stevenson, 2 goals, one with the left and one with the right foot. Mann, Allison, inside the square. Grass cutter, Longmire, great mark, great kick.
It's their first real positive foray forward other than a mark taken by Carey early towards the centre square as King gets ready to come on.
We're back with John Longmire, former best and fairest winner. He's won the goal kicking 4 times at North Melbourne and won the Coleman medal in 1990. So he couldn't have a better man shooting at goal. He kicks from 50, distance-wise, no problem. Accuracy, 4 points, it's there. North Melbourne's first goal, 1-1 to 3-4.
And also just leaves them 15 points behind. More importantly, gives them a steadying goal and just shows they can get the ball forward and score the big ones. And that's the sort of setup they need with this forward structure. Allison's so important across that half-forward air centre and to deliver the ball as such to make sure Longmire gets every chance.
So the contest between the ruckman at the centre bounce, again emphatically won by Lawrence. Down to Ben Allen, his kick forward, marked safely on his chest by Michael Martin. Goes to play on and succeeds in doing so, gets it to Laidley. Laidley's in the left back pocket for North Melbourne. Forced to kick back towards the centre a little bit. Crocker's there with the head guard. Umpires down, back near the centre. The kick in the Carey direction. That's a mark.
Yes.
Certainly a mark.
Emphatic.
And Carey with the football, wide of the centre circle. Plays on. Kicks to the 50-metre line. Out in front of McKernan. McKernan gathers, then gives the hand pass back. Allison falls over. Critical. He's able to regain his footing and then knocks it away from Langford. Well, good play there by Collins to keep going. The ball forced forward, but it's chopped off by Archer. Mopping up between the centre and half-back. The kick out wide. Player on his own is Blakey. He's got 15 metres. He runs on. Kicks to the goal front. Longmire and McGuinness are behind, given away by Cooper.
Tough call there, Robert, but I thought Blakey could have kicked to the lead of Longmire. He actually led towards us to the left-hand side of the goals, but then Blakey decided to bomb long and it gave McGuinness a chance to get back.
1 goal to North Melbourne, 3 goals for the Hawks. This is McGuinness going straight down the ground. Well outside 50 metres. It's punched back for North Melbourne, taken by Jarman. He's caught. Did he make any attempt? No. Free kick will go to North Melbourne.
Well, they'd have to pay that one if they paid it against the Hawthorn player early on in the other side of the ground.
Taken by Crocker. Kicks to the goal front. Mark McKernan. 14 metres out directly in front. Corey McKernan has got the ball and a chance to kick North Melbourne's second goal. What a great young player this fellow is.
Yes, and Jarman's still remonstrating the umpire about that. But he just gives them so many options, doesn't he, Robbo? In the ruck, centre half forward, a pocket, could play centre half back. And his athleticism and his ability to read the game, just outstanding.
Well, he must kick this goal for North. And he does. So Corey McKernan gets his first goal for the day. North Melbourne kicked their second. And after Hawthorn kicked the first 3 goals, North have kicked the last 2.
Yes, it's important that after the first goal to Longmire that North just realise that they're very much in this game. They hasn't got away from, even though Hawthorn seem to have had all the play. And that's that height advantage which pre-game was seen to be the advantage for North Melbourne. It's just starting to show a bit now.
So a costly free kick against Darren Jarman resulted in the mark taken by Corey McKernan. Lawrence doing well. Schwass couldn't get boot to it. Umpire didn't call holding the ball. Blakey, who's been good, back to Schwass, went without it. Tackle was by Pritchard. McKernan, Allen intercepting well. Blakey once more. Bounce important. Nichols. Stevens. Stevens at half forward. McDonald collects him just as he kicked it. Carey can't take it. Allison went without it. Crocker gives it back to Allison. Collins has got him. Hawthorn fans screaming for holding the ball. Tallis does the tidying up work. But kicks it straight to Nichols.
McKernan will probably go on the ball now. Peter Oshenko's off the ground and Anthony Rock comes on.
Blakey. He's gathering positions at will midfield. Onto Schwass. Schwass has kicked to half forward. North had the numbers. Good punch away down there. Gets it clear. Ramiro. Some steadying influence by Rock, who's just come onto the ground. Marking contest, plenty of Hawks there. Carey was there. Langford lost it. Ramiro, a snap. Off target, out of bounds or behind. It's out of bounds.
Just that important bit of pressure from Lawrence. It's all that's needed.
So free kick in the back pocket to Hawthorn to be taken by Andy Collins. No one's on the mark. And Collins goes to the outer side. Not a great kick. Cooper runs onto it. Try to get it back to McGuinness or Collins. He does. McGuinness still calling for it. Gets it back to him. And McGuinness from right half back clears.
And the kick goes in the direction of Taylor. And Taylor has taken the mark on his chest. Gets the hand pass wide to Gowers. Gowers goes in towards half forward. Ross Smith flies high. This is Dunstall. Dunstall now for Hawthorn. Off the left foot. Kicks back to the goal front. Bounces awkward for Laidley. Still in front of goals for Hawthorn. Punched away by Craig Scholl. To the safety of the boundary line, just in front of Stevenson. And we'll have a throw in left forward pocket for the Hawks. They lead 3-4 to North Melbourne 2-2. Stevenson 2 goals for Hawthorn. Taylor has kicked 1. Singles to McKernan and Longmire for North Melbourne. And we have a look at the record between these two teams throughout season 1994. Ross Smith's kick goes out towards the wing. Punched forward. Now Tallis. No, beaten for it by Ramiro. Ramiro gets away and then kicks it high. Back in the Carey direction. Langford in front. Ball spills. Allison this time controls it. The little kick into the path of the captain. It bounces nicely for him. His kick goes towards goal. And he misses everything. So both teams suffering at either end with erratic snapshots. And the ball is with McGuinness for the Hawks. He kicks it in towards the captain of Hawthorn. This is Langford. He'll be nearly run down. Back in towards the centre. It's taken by Darren Jarman. Little hand pass for Collins. Collins is between centre-half back and centre. Kicks it high for Platten. Punched away by Stevens. Archer falls over. Down goes Pritchard. Platten grabbed but shrugged the tackle. The kick by Platten is very good. And Dunstall has taken the mark 45 metres out. But the angle is going to be his biggest problem. 3-4, Hawthorn 2-2, so it's an 8-point margin. Platten does well as we have a look now at this highlight. And the little kick by Johnny Platten was perfect for Dunstall. And the full forward who has kicked 97 goals for the season, chasing his 98th goal with this kick. He looks fairly satisfied and he's got it.
Yes, that's a real influence there from John Platten, who's had 6 and 3, 9 possessions so far in a telling opening quarter. And here's Andy Collins just breaking through the centre there. Stevens, who's been Platten's marksman for this first quarter, getting involved there, but Platten, just a bit of strength in the legs there to keep his feet. Lovely pass.
.98 goals for the season to Jason Dunstall. Getting down to the business end of the quarter. Crocker takes it, run down, flicks it out. Jarman intercepts. Back to McDonald. McDonald from a standing start. Wide to Gowers, who takes it on his chest in front of Archer. Martin leading out. Dunstall has to get back quickly. Can't turn quickly enough off the ground. Cooper! One behind. Paul Cooper's first score of the day. Hawthorn 9 effective scoring shots.
And Pete Dennis-Bagan's moved Wayne Swass off Stevenson. He's brought on David King, the speedster, to try and nullify their Hawthorn winger.
King deceptively quick.
Not a bad interchange player for Hawthorn about to come onto the ground either. Paul Deere.
Laidley marking in front of Hudson. As Deere's been out for quite a while with an injured foot. Stevens from the back pocket now. They went across goal. Well, certainly Paul Weller, North Melbourne's best and fairest. Man in front, couldn't take the mark. McDonald, good punch away, negating the attempted marking there, and it's out of bounds on the outer side.
Yes, good spirit there. Dunstall tapping the youngster on the backside there.
He's played a bit of forward when he has finally got into the side, Robbo, this year, having played it predominantly back. So
Lawrence has given away a free kick, I think. McKernan will take it. He got a push in the back. Was it line for the Norwich Rising Star Award, but can't win that now. Lawrence again. Now King, who was speaking of him a moment back, just come onto the ground. The kick to half forward. Longmire got 2 hands to it, couldn't complete it. Jarman might have given away another free kick. So that's 2. You couldn't argue with that one. The holding the ball decision was certainly questionable, but No doubt about that. Blakey taken too high, and he's a magnificent kick, John Blakey. Distance won't be a problem for him. And you see there, Jarman taking him around the neck, and he was ridden into the ground as well, so he got it from both directions.
Yes, and Lawrence is off and replaced by Paul Dare. Obviously free kick there. Wayne Carey just seems to be struggling a little bit physically with that calf.
Well, they're two teaming him, aren't they?
Yes.
Every time the ball goes near him, there seems to be two Hawthorn players
Just has that
close by.
just has that bit of a hobble up.
John Blakey on 50, kicks it goal, and it's coming around. I think it's there. One behind. So a bad miss by him. He's kicked two behind so far. One of the longest kicks at the side, but registering only a minor score.
So 14 points, the margin in favour of the Hawks. Tallis giving McGuinness a lead. McGuinness goes long, though, towards the Deer direction. 50 metres from the North Melbourne goal. Taken again by Tallis. Gathered there by King. Can't get clear. Opportunity for Stevens. Gets it to Schwass. Tallis is good in that contest. Anthony Rock just looks a little out of sorts. And the ball held up there by the Hawk defenders, and the umpire will bounce.
North Melbourne player in trouble.
Yeah, Archer it is. I think Pete, he's had a few injury problems in that pack. I think he might have got a corky.
It's kicked forward there by Stevens. Misses everything once again. So the free kick to be taken back there by McGuinness as Archer has a spell on the interchange bench.
Landed on the left ankle awkwardly, it looks like.
Yep.
He's running off. He should be okay.
McAdam to replace him.
Good punch away by Graham. Picked up for North Melbourne by Ross Smith. Thumps it into the forward line. No mark taken by Carey. Hawks clear it out again. Graham centres it. Cooper nearly run down. Over the head of Andy Collins, who marks, going with the flow of the football. Clear of Allison. Kicks it up towards centre wing. Pritchard. Grab but not in possession. Langford taps it further forward. On to Collins. Hudson and Laidley. Laidley recovers. Hugs the boundary line with the kick. Beats Jarman. Did he keep it in? He's kept it in. No, he hasn't kept it in. It's out of bounds. Boundary umpire right there and will throw it in with only 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Clever kick by Lady. He looked up, saw there was nothing on. Had to look for the boundary line.
Ball spills back towards the centre of the ground. Overrunning it there was Hargraves. His second contest was pretty good. Platten with the football, but the umpire had blown his whistle for a bounce. And talking about two teaming, Graham back on the 50-metre line in front of Carey, and Langford at the back. So Hawthorn very conscious of the North Melbourne skipper's influence on this game. Here's an opportunity for Scholl. He gets his right foot to it, but the mark will be taken by one of the most talented footballers in AFL, Darren Jarman. His kick is short. Hargraves is marked. He's too far out to score. So it's quarter time in the qualifying final here at Waverley. And Hawthorn have taken it right up to the Kangaroos. They're 4-5 and North Melbourne are 2-3.
Second quarter from Waverley. It's Hawthorn by 14 points. Shane Stevenson kicking 2 goals for the Hawks in the first quarter. They lead 4-5 to 2-3. North going left of screen with what wind there is here this afternoon. Ben Allen lost it. Now Stevens to half forward. McCurtain on the ground. Carey, great mark.
Yes.
Can't play on there.
No, it's a mark, definitely. Tried to take one late in that first quarter, put up in the right-hand pocket and came up very properly. Nearly got there. The ball just spilled out.
You'd like to be properly and take a mark like that. Carey under a cloud with that calf injury, but I think a Carey that's 90% would do most North Melbourne supporters out there. Terrific grab, took it on the chest in the end. He'll be kicking from just outside 50. Should get the distance. Little breeze at his back. A couple of stunners in the run-up. In he comes. It'll bend around. It's coming in. Distance a factor here now, and a big Hawthorn fist goes up to get it close to the boundary line. It will beat John Platten, the 200-gamer, over it, and it will be thrown in North Melbourne's left forward pocket. Carey trots back to his position, and we'll see a throw in. Over the top is Graham. Or was it McDonald? It's out of bounds again. The Hawks gaining some 5 metres. It's still very much in North Melbourne's attacking zone. Free kicks 8-4. favour of the Roos at the moment. Crowd round about the 40,000, 40 to 45,000 mark, which is, I think, just about what they expected. Cooper gives it to Platten, close to the boundary line. Jarman, who gave away a couple of frees in the first quarter. That's an excellent mark. He's certainly fired up, Darren Jarman. Looks for a teammate further downfield. That's Darren Pritchard, who's played in 3 premiership sides with the Hawks. Not a great kick. Kicked it straight into the arms of Darren Croft.
He read that very well. Saw the ball was dropping short and chipped across.
And he gets it to Mann. Mann's kick is directly towards centre-half forward. It's chucked off there by Graham. Handballed it basically to himself and then got the hand pass effectively to Allen. Allen is in the centre of AFL Park. He's kicked to the 50-metre line, punched away from Hudson by Laidley. Hudson goes after it again. Hand pass in the direction of Gowers, and wasn't that intelligent play by Andrew Gowers. Gives Hargraves the chance, but he couldn't quite hook it around enough, and he's registered one behind. Tim Hargraves, just another one of the Hawthorn youngsters. Just saw a picture there of Peter Knights in the coaching box, and Russell Green doing plenty of running around out there for the Hawthorn coach. This is North Melbourne coach, rather. This is Martin in the left back pocket for North Melbourne. His kick out towards the wing. The mark is taken by Stevens, not paid. Kick off the ground affected by Schwass. Well gathered by Carey. Goes back to the vice-captain Schwass. Schwass's kick is along the boundary line, nearly gathered by Longmire, and it spills over for a throw-in.
Very important for North that Wayne Schwass gets himself into this game. Found Stevenson a real handful in that first quarter and had himself moved away from that player.
Archer not looking all that free as he runs around the boundary line there. This is Tallis, well tackled by Schwass. Kick off the ground by Stevens, knocked away by McGuinness, kicked forward by Cooper. The gather is by Jarman, very skillfully in towards the wing, but chipping in and taking a good mark as Zinchenko in front of Lawrence. Carey looking for the advantage maybe, but it'll go back to Alex Zinchenko on centre wing.
Zinchenko, long kick, lands it right on 50. Nichols robes it well. He'll give it to Stevens. The hand pass could have been better. He runs out of room, runs over the line. He's caught. The umpire says throw it in.
Yes, he had to keep going his right side and kick with his right boot. He's non-preferred. He would have got away with that.
Under 17 minutes left in the half. McKernan, Crocker, onto his left. Long kick. McKernan has it punched away. Tallis to Collins to McDonald. A little bit of a fumble there. And Scotty McGuinness says, don't worry about it. They'll throw it in.
Well, Allison just got his hand on it, Peter, in that little exchange.
The Hawks by 15 points. 16 and a half minutes left. McKernan and Graham. Graham gets front position. McKernan wrestling. Langford's in there as well. The umpire will bounce it. So like Hawthorn did in the first quarter, North Melbourne having plenty of the football on their forward line. Jose Romero rugged up in the shade. It's cool there, but pleasant out in the sun. Graham, former high jumper, taps it down to Platten. Running onto it is Stevenson. He kicked 2 goals in the first quarter. Pritchard in front of Shaw. Looks for Lawrence. Big guy's gone. Taylor.
Held on to Lawrence too long.
Yeah, he made the running too, David King, to get there. Knew that the player was coming that way and just, as Robbo said, too long.
Gives it to Pritchard. Zinchenko in front, too tall for Stevenson. And takes the mark.
A couple of important marks for the big fella in the last couple of minutes.
Yes, he outmarked Lawrence on the wing on the other side. This is Fairley, who once topped the goal kicking at North Melbourne with 28 goals. Tallis fisted away. Jarman and Collins combined. Back to Langford. Langford will go over the top. He's got Taylor, who tries to get clear of Carey. Can't do so. The captain did well. King gives it back to Carey. Kicked into the man on the mark. The ball ricochets down towards right half forward. McKernan's got it. Gives it back to Carey. Excellent footwork. Now Nichols onto his left foot. Spears the pass in. Sees John Blakey on his own. And John Blakey will go back and try to kick his first goal after kicking 2 behinds in the first quarter.
Well done, Wayne Carey. Take a bow. It was your efforts 3 or 4 times that finished. The ball finished with Blakey.
No trouble with the distance again, John Blakey. I hope you can't lip read. He's now kicked 3 behinds, the former Fitzroy player.
Now, is John Blakey and Darren Jarman matching up?
Well, they've had Crocker there. There's swinging a few, Robbo. There's 3 or 4 players interchanging off Allen and Jarman.
Jarman's had 11 possessions, but If he doesn't get back quick enough, he'll allow that North Melbourne player to be a loose man in attack, which is very, very important. Here's a mark taken by Crocker, 50 metres from goal. Can he go short? No, he's going to bomb it away into the square. Oh, terrific play. Looks like a set play, that, maybe.
Well, he ran from the 50-metre line, Robbo Lewis, from the other side of the ground, and they just waited long enough to give him a chance to get down there. And you're much better off having that player coming in at pace than having someone stand and bustle. Yeah, it was particularly when you're 6'5".
And it was a good kick too, wasn't it? Because it just floated in the air long enough for the big boy to get there, and he's marked right on the end of the square, so he couldn't possibly miss this, surely. He's kicked one. Important kick for North. McKernan's now kicked two, North have kicked three. Corey McKernan, 2 goals, John Longmire 1, and North get the first goal of the second quarter, but they still trail the Hawks. The Hawks are 4-6, North are 3-4.
Listen, Darren Crocker, who's currently got the job on Ben Allen, having had Jarman for a while in the first quarter, just as Robbo said, gave that ball sufficient height and carry to give McKernan a chance to get to the square, and that's where his value is, as he showed in the first quarter.
Two goals to Corey McKernan from strong marks. The only man that's got bigger hands in the AFL is Stewie Lowe. Out of the centre, Stevens for the Roos. They've certainly lifted in the second quarter. Oh, Langford would have lost it in the sun. Carey, clever tap on down towards full forward, and Longmire, who taps it on Nichols, trips over at the crucial moment, tries to get a hand pass out, and the Hawk defender stumped it over the line. That was Andy Collins.
Gee, the idea was right. He just got underneath the ball as he handballed, maybe a bit of sweat on his palm, just didn't allow that ball to carry far enough, but geez, he read that beautifully.
Yeah.
And a bit of a misunderstanding between Langford and might have been Collins, both spectated there, and the ball fell between them.
Graham and McKernan. McKernan wins it. Graham, Langford, caught, tries to find McDonald. And takes it over the boundary line, almost deliberately.
I've seen them penalised over the season.
It'd be pretty harsh if it was.
Right next to the behind post. So the second quarter, a mirror of the first. And the side going down that end's doing all the attacking. Carey!
Fantastic.
Great goal! Vintage stuff. The Roos alive in the second quarter, and they come back at the Hawks.
Isn't that what finals football's all about?
You're just not supposed to do that in the boundary throw, and you shouldn't be allowed the opportunity to contest like that. There's Graham McKernan. Here comes Carey. Langford's right with him, but just keeps his feet too strong.
Terrific stuff.
Inspirational.
Well, you won't see anything better than that, except maybe from number 5 at Geelong.
So the ruckmen go at it once again, back at the centre. Lawrence gets his hand to it. Nearly kicked forward by Jarman. Overrunning at Taylor. Back goes Scholl. Ball gathered by Fairley, but he fumbles. He's still able to get his right foot to it. Kicks it high, back towards the centre. Good effort by Schwass. The taller player there may have been Lawrence, but knocked it away from him. The ball spills now out wide. Hargraves maybe just took his eye off it at the last minute. Could be forced over. It is by Fairley and Taylor. And a boundary throw-in will take place. I thought that was a top effort by Schwass, because Lawrence would have had plenty of centimetres advantage, and he did well. Crocker out in the path of Schwass. He's got some pace. Jarman does well, but Schwass is still in there and eventually knocking it over for a throw-in. Two of the very, very classy players of the AFL, Wayne Schwass and Darren Jarman, in that contest. Boundary throw-in. Ruckman again. Lawrence and Ischenko. Lawrence takes it out of the air, but he's blocked there by Stevens. Ben Allen is hemmed in. It's tough to get the ball clear. Blakey knocks it over. Jarman looking for the free kick. Nothing happening, so we'll have another throw-in.
Great deal between that pair. 12 minutes left in the half. It's on centre wing. Lawrence and Ischenko again. Crocker runs onto it better. He can kick long. Centres the football. Longmire's the target. Behind. Can't take it. He can take it.
Yes. Choose a good kick by Crocker again. Just good. He's a very skillful player, Darren Crocker. Just been absolutely run over with injuries through his career. And the club gave him the 27 Guernsey of Keith Greg because they knew he was going to be a good player. And this ball carried beautifully. And Longmire, with his height advantage over McGuinness, did that beautifully.
Longmire's second goal. And North Melbourne will be in front if he kicks it, which he hasn't.
She's a couple of crucial misses, aren't they? Blakey and now Longmire.
1-1 to John Longmire. Should have kicked that one. Corey McKernan's got 2. John Blakey has got 3 behinds, and for Hawthorn, Shane Stevenson has got 2 goals. He would normally bury that one 99 times out of 100. Graham and Lawrence, Langford from the back. Platten and Schwass. Hargraves goes to ground. McCann looks for a free kick. There is none according to the umpire. There will be a bounce though at half forward for North Melbourne. There's the long and the short of it. Platten the long and Schwass the short. In terms of hair, the Hawks by a point. Bounce favours Graham. Carey runs onto it well. Touched off the boot, I think it might have been. Collins can't trap it. Allison's there. Now in the sleeveless jersey. Stevenson tries to get the ball clear of King. McGuinness gives him backup support. Tackles King.
Free kick. Allison definitely tackled without the footy.
9 free kicks to 5 in favour of the Roos. Emerson obviously warmed up after a good first quarter.
Give a little bit of credit here to King. He was very good in that contest, wasn't he?
Yes. His competitive and his spirit and his pace, Robbo, so important in this game.
Brett Allison, 3rd in the club's best and fairest at 1990. Right on the boundary line. Taylor kicked one from there for Hawthorn in the first quarter. Distance is okay. And off the hands of the pack for a rush behind to the Roos. So the score's level now at Waverley. After Hawthorn had kicked the first 3 goals, North very slow out of the blocks. 4-6 apiece in the second term.
It's interesting, Robbo, isn't it, that Hawthorn in that first quarter could have been 7 or 8 goals. North now have had 3 or 4 misses too. They could have got themselves well in front, so that end just causing a few problems.
And very important to, as you say, bury the opposition if you get a chance. Can Anthony Stevens bury the opposition? Up towards Longmire, punched away, knocked forward again by Allison. Longmire into the contest, can't get rid of the football. This is McDonald, nearly run down by Allison. Kicks it out towards the wing. Out there is Langford. How the dickens did he get on his own on centre wing? Well, that's him, Chris Langford. The ball clean bowls the 2 players there, Taylor and Fairley. Into mop up for North Melbourne is Craig Scholl. His kick goes back towards half forward. They're all over the place, the North boys. McKernan shares it now. This is Stevens. His kick in the direction of, missed by Schwass. And a free kick has been paid to the North Melbourne player, much to the disgust of the Hawthorn fans, and Schwass kicks to the goal front. It's knocked away by McGuinness from Longmire, through for 1 behind.
And the ball gets down there because Craig Scholl across half-back read that ball beautifully, and all the Hawthorn backs had come forward. The ball turns around, and all of a sudden the North forwards are free. Another missed opportunity.
North in front for the first time.
Well, you wouldn't say it's classical football, but I guess down there at ground level, the pressure...
Classical finals football.
Must be quite evident. And you're pretty right there, Peter, because whoever loses this is out of it. Oh, down goes Carey. Play on, says the umpire. Hawthorn may get clear. No, Jarman well tackled. Gowers couldn't gather it. Blakey, strong play. Boundary throw-in will take place. 4-7, North Melbourne. 4-6 Hawthorn, and we've got 9 3/4 minutes left in the second term.
And interestingly, Archer back on. Free kick to Hawthorn. Lawrence, the recipient at right half back. Well, Archer didn't look as though he was going to take too many further grabs in the game after he missed one in the first quarter and went off injured. Ben Allen. The medical staff have done a good job there to get him back. Hudson has the sit and marks in front of Laidley. Paul Hudson sees Platten running onto it. The Rat in game 200 goes at goal and misses. Or has he got it? It's close. It's there. John Platten combining with Paul Hudson, and the Hawks are back in front by 5 points.
There's some Platts who started off so very well. Just a little quieter in this quarter, which is due credit to Anthony Stevens. And Hudson, who's been well held by Laidley, just feeding that ball off. It's bread and butter for Johnny Platten.
For the first time they've been into a
yes. Yes.
John Platten's first goal, and the Hawks back in front. A seesawing second term. Crocker from the circle to half forward. Bounce a factor. Langford from Carey. Tackle late. Kick out towards the wing. King and Stevenson. King goes hard at the football. Keeps it in. Graham's there. King beats 2 of them. Great play. King kicks to half forward. Carey and Langford. Carey takes the mark.
It was going to say before, Robbo, whether or not you might look at moving Chris Langford away from Carey because his mobility, that is Carey, is just proving too good for Langford at the moment.
Gee, this is a great
outstanding, isn't it? It's a clever little nudge too.
And the goal, the follow-it up from the skipper. Well, that's two magnificent goals in this quarter. You'll remember the one, the snap from the boundary throw-in, and that one following a superb mark in front of Hawthorn captain Chris Langford, and that's restored the lead for North Melbourne.
See that mark again, but David King once more featuring out in that wing, responsible for keeping the ball in play, then got to his feet quickly, kept the ball in, could possibly have given a handball to Stevens to kick the ball further, but his kick, King's that is, marked beautifully by Carey in a goal.
Well, the contest in the centre is Chenko gets it down, but it's Jarman. He kicks it to the 50-metre line. Gathered by Fairley. Laidley is there. Gets his right foot to it. He dumped by Hudson as he got the kick away. This is King and Stevenson. The ball spills for Gowers off the ground. Doesn't quite go far enough. Hudson back to Gowers. Gowers goes into an open goal. And he's just missed. Gowers' first score for the day. Hasn't really had an influence so far in the game, as we have another look at a little bit of a dust-up behind play. This is Stevens and Jarman, and thank you very much. But the ball with Ross Smith to kick it back into play for the Kangaroos, out towards the wing. Gatherers by McKernan, gets it back to King. King kicks it out towards the wing. We're talking about the mobility of the North Melbourne centre-half forward. We'll have a look here. Langford's got hold of him. He didn't have the football, but the umpire gives the boundary umpire the all clear to throw it in. And the North Melbourne fans have got something to jeer about. Wayne Carey, no free kick. And the ruckman to contest the boundary throw-in. It may be just forward of centre wing, slightly in North Melbourne's attacking half. Scores a level. Stevens and Paul Deere. Paul Deere looks for Platten. The hand pass a little too emphatic. This is Blakey to Rock. Rock's kick to half forward. There's a free kick. No. Player jumped very, very early. The kick off the ground goes to a wing area that is just swamped on by Hawthorn players. Jarman gets it to Cooper. Cooper to half forward, too high for Hudson, punched away by Laidley, goes back in the direction of Cooper, but it's gathered by Blakey. Blakey's kick's a wobbly one to half forward. Hawthorn now advantaged. Collins, now Jarman, very, very confident is Darren Jarman. His kick to centre-half back has been marked by Graham.
One bounce, Graham, short to the outer side. On the end of it is Stevenson. Kickers towards left half forward. Oh, Laidley! Great mark!
Done very well on Hudson, just a very disciplined player, doing the right thing at the right time.
Indeed, Laidley at right half back, stopping the Hawthorn thrusts. Terrific grab, great aerial work there. He's got it on to Rock, who started on the bench, maybe surprisingly this afternoon, fairly. He's had a few injury problems, Anthony Rock.
Mark to Carey. Oh, that's got to be a mark.
Didn't play it, they both had their mitts on that one. Carey now at Stevens. Kicks the half forward. McGuinness gets it away from the horse. And he trots back to his position. 6.5 minutes left. Peter Knights at the rear. John Hook in the front. Looks like some Vaseline from a prize fighter on the face of Nichols, doesn't it? Hargraves runs onto it. The boy from Berrigan to Ben Allen. Just in play, was it? Boundary umpire says OK. Crocker from a standing start to half forward. Oh! What a mark! McKernan again. That's 3 rippers he's taken. 2 have resulted in goals.
Beautiful kick.
Longmire.
Well, you love to see that. The player who takes the mark then either goes back and kicks the goal or goes back and does something productive like that.
Exactly. If you spend all your energy to take a great mark and then don't use the ball, Robbo, quite right. You've got to do something with it, and that was a perfect pass.
He's sensational. Let's watch it again. Kick-off target. One behind, I think, yes. Kicked by Johnny Longmire. So 2 goals, 1 goal, 2 against him. 5-8 to 5-7. So the Roos back in front again by the narrowest of margins. Tallis marks it from McDonald. Ramiro stands the mark. Braden Tallis just up from the back pocket. Decides to get it moving quickly for Hawthorn. Back to McDonald. McDonald comes around the flank. Langford got a fist to it. Has he been moved on to McKernan? He's certainly there in that marking contest.
He's only going to get a free kick there, I think.
So So it's a boundary throw in close to the interchange gates on centre wing.
Well, Wayne Carey, I think you're a very important part of North Melbourne's finals campaign. Collins does well, but he's robbed of it by Ramiro. Then McKernan gets it clear for North Melbourne, up to their 50-metre line. In front was Archer. This is Blakey. Gets the hand pass somehow to Stevens. Stevens, oh, he should have kicked the goal.
He's trying to pass, Robbo.
And McGuinness has got the chance now to defend for Hawthorn, and he successfully forces it over when you would have nearly marked a goal down to Anthony Stevens.
Yeah, just too team-oriented, wasn't he? Just trying to do the right thing, but he's definitely within goal. Longmore had gone away from goal to leave the square open for him.
Boundary throw in, right half forward for North Melbourne. Stevens grabbed. McKernan gets the hand pass. Now it's Platten. Platten from centre half back. One bounce, a second to settle himself, then a third. Little hand pass is good. Support supplied by Stevenson. The kick to half forward. Good mark taken by Martin out in front of Dunstall. And Dunstall not too happy with the way the ball's being brought forward. Martin's got a player alone in the centre. It's Blakey. He can run on, goes straight through the centre circle, and then kicks long, well inside 50 metres. In the direction of the full forward Longmire, but it's mopped up by Langford. Langford is in the full-back area, kicks it out to the wing. Plattner's on his own. The rebound football enormous by both sides. Hawthorn, a chance to score here. Taylor, the kick to half forward. Good mark taken by Ross Smith, judged it nicely. Away to Peter Mann. Mann is 50 metres from the Hawthorn goal. Kicks it back towards the centre. Ramiro, no, Platten jumps in and marks on his chest.
Well played, because he knew if he continued on, he was caught.
Gowers, almost a slips catch type mark. Ben Allen has to beat two. Crocker did well. Allen tries to scoop it in. Blakey goes with him. Was that in the back? You'd think so. Holding the ball. Oh,
How can that possibly be holding the ball? There were three saddles on him.
Tough decision, isn't it?
Yeah, may well you be astonished, Ben Allen.
Johnny Blakey, 13 possessions, 8 and 5, but he's taken 5 marks. Carey, great use of the body. Wayne Carey has kicked 2 goals for North Melbourne.
6th mark and 13th possession coming up.
He and McKernan giving them plenty of firepower across the forward line. It's not easy to outbody Chris Langford, but he did it seemingly with ease.
Cooper off for Hawthorn and Bunn on.
Well, he's kicked 2 tremendous goals this quarter, Carey. That was a gem from the boundary throw-in. That'll go pretty close. It's drifting. It might be hit the post. 2 goals, 1. Now to Wayne Carey.
Well, what seems like a very passive day. Flags are very limp on the far side grandstand, and yet both teams having trouble kicking goals at that end of the ground.
North Melbourne by 2 points. Gowers, the flyer, only one hand to it. Scooped out the back of the pack. Man, partially smothered. McKernan, a little gift to King, who's quick. He'll get clear of those Hawks. Has a shot at goal and kicks it. Great goal.
He's played well, King.
His first goal. North Melbourne just getting on top now. 6-9 to 5-7.
Yes, and he's been vital since coming on to replace Swash on the wing to pick up Stevenson. And Stevenson, I don't think, from memory, has had much of a touch this quarter, having been so dominant in the first. So King's contribution has been terrific.
North Melbourne lead by 8 points. Platten grabbed by Ramiro. Ball left behind. Chance for McKernan. Hand pass to King. Again into the play. The pass is good. No, Longmire drops a chest mark. Unheard of. Hatch to football. In goes Bunn. Handball not far enough. Ramiro kicks for goal and misses just to the right-hand side. So North Melbourne, as Peter mentioned just a moment ago, appearing to be getting on top. And if Longmire had taken that mark, Brett Ellison having a rest.
Archer's back on, Robbo. He's proppy down that forward pocket, but he's down there.
McDonald to kick in for the Hawks. An important 2 minutes. At the moment, North lead by 9 points. It's taken by Carey. He goes for goal. And what's he done? He's missed. Well, the captain leant back as the ball went sailing towards the goalpost. The goal umpire right behind it deemed that it was a miss. 6-11 plays 5-7, and we're down under 2 minutes left till half-time.
4-8 kick by North Melbourne this quarter.
McDonald goes to the far side, half-back flank region. Push out there by Langford, but it's gathered by King. Shot for goal by King. Long line. Oh, is that marked? Yes, it is.
Yep.
A terrific effort. And the mark has been taken by Wayne Schwass. Now, the fans here have just been treated to a second quarter that has been filled with everything. We have another look at Schwass trying to flatten that goalpost. He goes for goal with his right foot. Kicks it right across the face, and it's out of bounds, so nothing there for North Melbourne, except the free kick to be taken for the Hawks in the back pocket by Scott McGuinness.
What is it with that end of the ground? Goodness me.
Deserved better, didn't it? Terrific mark by Wayne Schwass. Kick up towards half-back. Graham. Good tackle by Crocker. Ball jarred free. Ramiro tackled by Jarman. Same thing. Platten can't take it. Carey's in there. Ball paddled out to Crocker again. Still he can't get a possession or a disposal away. Now it sits nicely for King. Surely he'll kick this one. Oh, he's missed from 20 metres out.
Well, the same was said of the Hawks in the first term, wasn't it?
For whatever reason, it's as you say, the flags are fairly flaccid, so you can't direct any breeze from their indication. So goodness knows what it is down there. 18
shots to 12. McDonald kicks in. Young on the ground. Schwass went with him. That's a free kick to Hawthorn. One of the youngsters in the Hawthorn side, Matthew Young, came in as a late replacement for Shane Crawford. Jarman has been a little quieter this quarter. He's still done well though for the Hawks.
9 and 8.
Pritchard has got it just inside the boundary line. Clock ticking down. 25 seconds left. Taylor makes a lead, gets right underneath it. And that's either out of bounds or a mark. It's a kick to fair, whichever you like.
Second one from Pritchard is his kick forward that's gone out of bounds on the full.
McKernan didn't take that one. It's almost worthy of a news conference that he didn't drag it down. Longmire and Schwass for North Melbourne. The Matter kicks it off the ground to Rock, who can't handle. Jarman goes in solidly. McGuinness applies a tackle. It will be a bounce. Ian Robertson's about to press the bell for half-time. And there it goes. Terrific half of football. Hawthorn in charge in the first quarter. North Melbourne in the second. And the Roos have gone to a lead of 11 points at the half-time siren. Great mark taken by Schwass. Dunst, well, a little bit out of sorts, Robbo.
Well, I think that at one stage there, when Mickey Martin took a mark in the second part of that second term, he looked down as if the players weren't bringing the ball forward properly, and I think that's the only complaint that you'd have if you were the Hawthorn boys. But the North boys have been terrific, particularly in that second quarter.
6-12-48 North Melbourne, leading Hawthorn 5-7-37 at half-time. Obviously, you don't give too much hope for the Hawks. Thanks, Curl. 6-12 to 5-7. The second half begins at Waverley. North Melbourne by 11 points. A 25-point turnaround to the Roos in the second quarter. Allison taps it forward. McKernan tackled well by Young. Platten onto Deere. A little give onto Allen. Kicks to half forward. Hudson went hard at the football. It rebounds to Platten. Thought about going off the ground. Smith puts his body in the road. Is it holding the ball? No.
Give him a little compliment to Ross Smith.
Yes, well done.
Hard there.
So a bounce at centre half forward for Hawthorn. The Hawks must get the first goal, otherwise North Melbourne would be well on their way to victory here. They certainly looked a lot stronger in that second quarter after Hawthorn made the play early in the first. Crocker and Allen. Mann tried to go off the ground. North Melbourne with the numbers. It comes to Crocker again. Onto Stevens at left centre wing. Gowers runs at him. Archer back on the ground. He limped off in the first. McDonald goes with him. The boundary line is close. It's over it, I think. No, it's still in. Well, a throw, says the umpire. Free kick to Hawthorn. Dear, oh dear.
Well, they're closer to it than us, Pete.
Yes, right on the other side of the ground. Chris Langford. Carey looks in askance at the umpire. Langford takes the free kick straight into the arms, the safe arms and safe hands of Darren Crocker.
Crocker having a look, sorry Ross, off to the right there for an option, but decides to go long to half forward, and Carey doesn't let him down. Geez, a magnificent target, Wayne Carey at centre half forward. And the ball will have to come back by the look of it. Is it?
Yeah, the umpire just hadn't put Langford on the mark correctly, so they just got to bring the ball back. He played on, so technically right.
Well, I would have thought that it was vital that Hawthorn get the first goal of this third quarter just to get some more momentum back. But North Melbourne through Wayne Carey will have a real chance here. He went for the torpedo punt kick. It didn't work. It bounces loose in the forward pocket for North Melbourne and eventually trundles over for a throw-in.
The player that's been important for North today too, Robbo, I was going to chip in before, was Darren Crock. When he took that mark, he's had 8 and 5. He's been very productive, particularly with his positioning of his kicks.
35 metres from the North Melbourne goal, the ruck contest. McKernan gets it down, goes past Pritchard. King is there. Now Young for Hawthorn. Hand pass, not bad. Graham kicks it quickly out towards the wing. Blakey and Darren Jarman. Darren Jarman held onto, and he'll take the free kick. Plays on quickly and gets it to Pritchard. Pritchard hand pass to Graham. Graham to the feet there of Platten. Does well, Johnny Platten. Runs on, handballed it in front of himself, and then kicks it in the direction of Dunstall. Falls over. Martin keeps his footing, goes for the boundary line, Mickey Martin. And it goes over for a throw-in the right half-forward area for the Hawks, and Michael Martin gets a well-earned round of applause for his efforts here.
Nearly marked it, Dunstall, in April.
Nearly in the end, but only 2 kicks to Jason Dunstall today, and still 2 goals shy of the 100. Schwass, Jarman, up high, might have infringed. No, says the umpire. Jarman still goes. Excellently done. Oh, Platten got one for his quarter. Brownlow medalist, right on right centre wing. Shocking kick to half forward. Gowers made as much of it as anybody could. Now Stevenson, who kicked 2 goals for Hawthorn. Not going to get one with that. That's out of bounds on the full. And the easiest decision the boundary umpire will make all day.
Amazing how things turn around, Pete. Isn't Stevenson outstanding in the first quarter and didn't get really near it in the second?
No. It happened to him a couple of weeks back. Scholl at right half back. Kick is to centre wing. North Melbourne with the numbers. And again at the fall of the ball, Stevens. I said earlier, will poll well in their best and fairest. Will certainly be in the top 3. Carey late on the scene. Cooper's there, tries to get it to a teammate in Jarman. Jarman's hand pass is good, accepted gleefully by Collins just outside the square. Collins finds Platten, probably Hawthorn's best player at the moment. On it goes to Pritchard. Nice sidestep. Good tackle by Crocker. Fairly in Collins. Well done by Collins to get it onto Ben Allen. Allen's kick is to half forward. Dunstall, no, not this time. Out of bounds or a free kick? It's out of bounds. They got to admit to it, Jason Dunstall, and to throw in at right half forward for Hawthorn. 16.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Let's have a look at it again. Just a fingernail to it by Dunstall. Otherwise, it would have been a free kick. Boundary throw-in. Hudson, haven't seen much of him. Snapshot is off target and through for a behind. Goal would have been handy to the Hawks. Paul Hudson's second score, both of them minor ones. Little fan, obviously just a bit too much. The game of footy. The Hawk fans in the sunshine enjoying the contest, which sees North Melbourne 6-12, Hawthorn 5-8, the difference 10 points.
Well, it's been a real struggle. Not a lot of goals kicked, only 11 by the 2 teams. This is Ross Smith for North Melbourne. Goes short and finds Fairley. For one fleeting second as though he's going to give it back to Ross Smith, but then decides to go long, and a great mark taken by McKernan. Well, you've knocked up singing the praises of that young man. His kick towards the wing. Carey, strong, went after it when the ball hit the ground. Chance for Scholl, couldn't control it. And it goes over for a throw-in. Centre wing, right in front of the members area here at Waverley. The scoreboard indicating that North Melbourne lead their match by 10 points. Hawthorn coach's box. McKernan doing the ruck work and effectively gets his left fist to it. In towards half forward, taken by Carey. Carey from a pretty well standing position. Oh, great effort by Longmire. Couldn't quite grasp it. The ball gathered there by McGuinness. Hand pass to Jarman, covering some territory. Then Platten. Platten goes to Langford. Langford from left half back. Hand pass to McDonald. McDonald goes across the ground. This is important. Gowers gets it, runs away, and then kicks towards half forward. A little bit too far for his teammate, and in goes Laidley. Laidley rebounds, gets the ball out towards the wing, and then kicks it towards half forward. Ischenko, good mark. He's over 50 metres from goal. He can go short. Too short. Collins tackled by Blakey. In goes Schwass, but the free kick will go to Collins. The advantage is with the Hawks. The kick goes out towards the wing where Hudson is marked, and he'll play on. Kicks it into the path of Darren Jarman. Out comes Fairley, but Jarman was good. So was Fairley and Ischenko. Ball now spills to Pritchard. Pritchard's kick towards full forward. Martin and Dunstall. Martin does well again, but here's Stevenson. Can he kick his third goal? His kick has the length, but not the accuracy, and it's through for a behind. So the behinds continue to pile up to that end of the ground. Hawthorn kicked in the first quarter 4-5. North Melbourne in the second term kicked 4 goals 9, and already Hawthorn have now kicked 2 behinds in this third quarter down to that main scoreboard end.
Ross Smith kicks out to Darren Crocker. Crocker's kick to the centre wing position. Deer. McKernan's got him, still got his kick away, bouncer factor. Platten and Stevens gives away the hand pass. Pritchard looks for holding the ball. Platten made 20 metres to get it back to him. Stevenson's quick kick. Hudson looking for a free kick, and you'd suggest there might have been one there. Allen goes at it hard. So too does Fairley. Fairley's kick defensively to the outer side was a good one for North Melbourne. It's out of bounds, and the umpire says throw it in.
The North defence have been terrific in the way they've just manned up, and then they've had 3 and 4 at the ball, always putting the Hawthorn forwards under pressure.
So boundary throw in right half forward for North Melbourne. Ischenko does well. Nichols, perfect ruck work. Langford looked as though he was being held. Umpire says play on. McDonald does just that. Collins. Hawthorn defence working overtime. Now Cooper. Cooper at right centre wing for Hawthorn. They need a mark here. They can't take it. Again, Laidley after Hudson flew. Back to Ross Smith. Unspectacular, but very, very effective. McDonald.
Man in trouble behind play for North Melbourne.
Yes, there is. We'll try and pick him up in just a moment.
Peter Mann it is.
King overran the ball. Slapped out by Nichols. North Melbourne running in numbers down the ground. And don't they look potent? It comes up towards their full forward position. Schwass goes at goal. Great snap. Terrific stuff.
And I'll tell you what, Roscoe, that man that is in the hands of the trainers.
That's the reason why. He's back. He knew he was in trouble, but he went back with courage, forced the contest. The ball comes forward. They run it forward, and a goal's kicked in outstanding fashion by Schwass. But Peter Mann there on screen, take a bow. That's what it's all about. Put your body in the line. Even if you don't get the footy, make a contest of it. Allow your teammates to follow up. And look what happens.
Well, Wayne Schwass kicked North Melbourne's 7th goal, but Peter Mann at centre-half back was tremendous, and he got the pats from his teammates. They go forward again from the centre bounce. Ischenko, but the mark is taken for Hawthorn by Cooper. Cooper on the right-hand defensive point of the square. Goes short. Too short, but able to gather that awkward ball was Hargraves. Gets it to Langford. Langford goes streaming down the ground, gets past the North Melbourne opponent, then he's kicking towards full forward, looks for his full forward in Dunstall, but it's Laidley again, playing a magnificent game, Dean Laidley. Ross Smith, a fellow lousy defender for North Melbourne, kicks in the direction of Carey, but Carey can't control it, and it goes over for a throw-in.
You don't mean lousy as in a terrible defender, do you, Robert?
No, I mean lousy as in won't give an inch. Paul Deer in the picture. Centre wing, boundary throw-in. Ischenko and Gowers. Ball goes down in the direction of Crocker. Gowers, but Crocker's able to gather, then gives it to Ischenko. Ischenko's kick brilliantly gathered there by Archer. Just to hold it up was important, and he goes in after McDonald. Fiercely goes Glenn Archer, and the ball will be bounced at left half forward for North Melbourne. The Kangaroos lead 7-12 to 5-9 in a very tight and tough encounter in this knockout match at Waverley this afternoon. This is a chance for Blakey. Couldn't get it clear, but Platten trying ever so hard for the Hawks. Gets it to Cooper. Cooper's kick And getting back again is Peter Mann, holding his ground. Taylor was in there. The ball spills for Laidley. Laidley goes to the centre. Schwass, high, couldn't take the mark. Jarman off the ground, ineffective. Schwass was all right, so was Nichols. Ball forced to half forward. In goes Archer again and got an important touch. Stevens has got the football for North Melbourne. Goes towards full forward. Carey couldn't take the mark. Back there for the Hawks is Young. It goes back in towards the centre of the ground. It spills to the back. Away goes Darren Crocker. Off the left foot goes the North Melbourne midfielder. In towards full forward. No mark taken there. It spills now for Allison. Allison's snapshot is miraculous. And he's goal. Allison kicks his first goal. And North Melbourne 8-12. Lead Hawthorn 5-9.
And the player who featured beautifully in a couple of passages there was Glenn Archer, just tapping the ball to the advantage of his teammates, and Crocker just read that free ball beautifully. Watch this, there's another tap, the ball comes free, Archer tap down to Allison, clever play.
North Melbourne's kicked 6-9 to 1-4 since quarter time, so really has been one-way traffic since then. Allen to half forward. Dunst still needing 2 for his 100. He'll probably say it's about 100 to 1, but he gets them. Can he go off the ground here? He can, but it's rushed through for a behind to the Hawthorn side when they badly need goals. Kangaroos well on top. Moves a foot at the boundary line. 20 points the difference. Martin takes the kick in right on the 50-metre line. Former best and fairest winner at Arden Street. Bigashenko.
Told he's played a fair game.
Well, their height was always going to be a factor, and it's proving that here this afternoon. Great conditions for the big men today. You can't mark this afternoon. Officially, you can't mark. This is Stevens. Nobody near him. Gets around Pritchard with consummate ease. McKernan applies the shepherd. McDonald punches. Back to Collins, who's been very busy down there in the back pocket. His little partner in crime, John Clayton, I said before, Hawthorn's best. Nothing's happened since then to make me change my mind. Still he goes, the Rat. Dunst, yes, this time. First time he's actually outpointed Nicky Martin today.
Yeah, it's one of the few times, Pete, the ball's actually come down with some degree of opportunity for Dunst. Invariably it's gone wide of him on the ground. Platten only got the footy because his man, Anthony Stevens, at the other side of the ground, had just kicked the ball to the forward area, but they got it free through Andy Collins, and the rebound found Platten on his own in the centre. That's why they got it back so quickly. 23
possessions to John Platten.
Hargraves off, Tallis back on.
And Dunstall for goal number 2 today and 99 for the season. 15 metres out. He's got the goal. 2 goals to Dunstall. His second half of the season hasn't nearly been as good as his first. Many reasons for that. Hawthorn come to within 14 points of North Melbourne, 46-60.
Yes, and so far it's been one of the leaner days in finals for Jason Dunstall. He's played 19. This is his 20th. In fact, he kicked 73 goals prior to today in finals. And as we're all aware, he's just struggled a bit today, predominantly because the ball just hasn't been down that often. And when it has come down, not in a typical Hawthorn fashion.
It was a rank goal kick at the finish, and a good mark.
I don't think Dunstall would complain how it came down at that stage.
Well, that's true. It got it down quickly, which is a one-out situation for him against any opponent would be preferable. So the play continues. Ischenko gets the knockout. He's going to get the free kick being held onto, indicating the umpire, and Paul Deere the culprit. So Ischenko for North Melbourne to kick them back within 50 metres of goal. Ball's punched away. It rebounds out towards the wing. Gowers. Pritchard. A high kick by that player. Gowers first to it and thumps it over for a throw-in.
Archer's hurt his ankle again. Good pressure, though, by David King once more on the kicker. Just hobbling.
Centre wing. And McKernan tries to get it down to his teammate, but Scholl looking for a free kick, but the umpire not having anything of that. So he will bounce once again in the shadows of the members' grandstand. The far side of the ground has just been covered in sunshine all day. Been a terrific day here in Melbourne. McKernan goes high. and then attempted another little flip out. Well, Cooper fumbles. That's critical. Nichols, pretty good. Cooper goes after it again. And it spills out for Platt. Bit suspect. And his kick has been marked by Taylor. Taylor plays on. Player in the centre of the ground all on his own is Graham. Graham goes to the full forward. You can't beat that.
Yeah, very tough to stop that, Robbo, isn't it? No chance for Mick Martin. You start side by side with Dunst. The moment he takes off and the kick comes to him like that, no chance.
Stand by for the charge if he gets it. It'll be like the charge of the Light Brigade here. They're coming from everywhere.
Well, good vision by Graham to give Dunstall a chance to kick his 100th goal. And it's straight through the centre. Well done, Dunstall.
And here they come. 3 goals to Jason Dunstall. The Simpson, Witten and Coleman medalist. One of only 3 players to kick 1,000 goals, and this is his 5th 100-goal season. He's topped the goal kicking at Hawthorn 8 times, won 4 best and fairest. 100 goals, 46 behinds this year. He's always polled well in the Brownlow. Runner-up in 92, equal runner-up in 88. 4 premiership sides. I guess he really has done it all.
Yes, and can be a slightly dangerous situation, this too, Pete. The security men are circling the umpires in the centre. The Hawthorn and North players are all grouped together. There are security men around Dunstall, but you would hope that there'll be nothing silly happen today.
Wayne Carey having plenty to say in the North Melbourne huddle. The Hawks doing likewise, as Ross mentioned.
And in fact, Pete, it actually takes away a little bit of the momentum from the Hawks side. They're just starting to get a bit going forward there. Now
yes.
The game stops for 3 or 4 minutes. Chance for North just to gather their breath and reassess what's going on.
And Dunstall seems the least concerned of everybody out there, as you would expect from the consummate champ that he is. I don't think he'd appreciate this, but it's sort of become part of the game now. For the Hawks, they've been chasing tails for the last 2 quarters or so. They've got it back to 8 points now. After they led by 14 at quarter time, they trailed by 11 at half time. And now they've got it back to 8 points. The most unruffled Jason Dunstall kicking his 3rd goal today. 2 have come in this quarter at a lean time before that. 4 kicks, 3 marks and 3 goals, his stats today. But importantly for his side, it's always the #1 priority with him, and I'm sure all the Hawks are still very much in this contest.
A little bit of pressure may have been released from him.
Oh, no question. Particularly because it's taken so long, Robbo, as Pete's just mentioned.
Well, Gary Ablett struggled when he had to get his 100. I remember he got 2 on that day. Both came from free kicks. It was a great relief to him in the Geelong side when he finally kicked it.
Well, getting back to the importance of this situation, North Melbourne lead by 8 points. We've got 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. And whoever loses this game is out of the final. So it's going to be a nip and tuck affair, I would think, all the way down to the final siren now. So the bounce in the centre. Eschenko gets it down. It's Ben Allen to kick Hawthorn forward. Fairly misses it. Graham being moved into the forward line. Gets it to Hudson. Hudson's left foot kick to the goal front. Martin has taken the mark. Juggled, but got him. Kicks it quickly out towards half-back. Stevens has taken the mark. He's able to run on. Looked for the hand pass, but then decided to kick out towards the wing. Crocker has made good ground. Takes the mark and then kicks off the left foot towards the 50-metre line. Out goes Longmire. Can't control it. Yes, he can. He does well in the finish. Crocker gets through a little too easily, I would have thought, for Hawthorn people, towards full forward. Kicked away now by the Hawthorn defence across the 50-metre line. The bounce was fairly favourable there for Darren Pritchard. Could have nearly sat up, but it was able to be collected by that Hawthorn player. Now Blakey for North Melbourne. Kicks in towards half forward. Cooper got his hand to it, nearly could have taken the mark. The ball spills now for Stevens. North Melbourne inside 50 metres. Stevens, the kick towards full forward. It spills back for Longmire. Longmire back onto the right. gets the hand pass away. Archer from 50 metres. There's no one. Back for Hawthorn. And Archer's kick rolls through for a goal. Archer kicks his first goal. And North Melbourne get the first goal after all the people came onto the ground to celebrate Jason Dunst's 100th goal.
It's important too, as we see the replay here, that Archer, the move by Pagan to bring Archer back onto the ground, it's paid off. He's had his hands on the ball a few times, tapping to the advantage of his teammates. He gave Allison a goal about 6 or 7 minutes ago, and that was a very important one to reply to Dunst's.
Glenn Archer gets his first and makes the difference once again. 14 points. Allen from the centre circle kicks it straight onto the chest of Dean Laidley to Mann. Mann at centre half back for North Melbourne. McKernan his target. Gowers wearing him like a glove. North fans looking for a free kick. Stevens. Longmire overruns it. McGuinness nearly kicked it out of bounds on the full with that little toe poke. It is out, but it will be a throw-in right on 50, left half forward for the Roos. 5.5 minutes left in the third term. Peter Knight's on the phone. Brian Coleman and Barry Rawlings next to him. McKernan and Gowers. Gowers with the spring. Gets it down. Thump further forward, albeit not very far by Paul Cooper. The Hawks probably gaining about 3 metres from that. North Melbourne by 14 points. The great rivals of the 1970s doing it here at Waverley Park. Young flips it over the top of John Platten. Stevens giving chase. Still Platten goes. That will be a trip, will it not? Deer. Umpire has stopped play. No advantage paid. And Platten, 24 possessions to him. Kicks to centre wing. Taylor takes the mark just inside the boundary line.
Interesting too, Pete, that the man who's been marking Platten, Anthony Stevens, has had 19 and 3, so they've had a great duel.
A bit like McGuinness and Platten last week here. They played wide of each other. Both very effective for their sides. Paul Deer back into the Hawk lineup today after 5 weeks. Paul Cooper from the edge of the square, clear of King. The kickers to half forward. Dunstall and Martin. Roos defence. Well, they have the numbers down there. Dunstall and Laidley now. Laidley, he'll be content to take it over the boundary line for a throw-in in Hawthorn's left forward pocket. 4.5 minutes left in the term, and a vital chance here for Hawthorn to try to get a goal on the board. North in command, as they have been since quarter time. Graham, Mann, Ashenko. Graham wins the football, loses his balance. Dunstall, will he give it to Pritchard? Gets a little heave-ho in the back. Kick comes out of the pack to Hudson, who goes. Paul Hudson's first goal. He's kicked 1 goal too, and Hawthorn won't lie down. Scoreboard shows the Roos still in front. 9-12, 66 to 8-10, 58.
Yes, as Pritchard comes off and Bun on, and Rocks come on for North with Nichols coming off. Which is, again, this is the 199th career goal for Paul Hudson. The kick spilling out of Mann. And a bit unlucky there, but fortunate for Hudson in the right spot. Ashenko off as well, replaced by Ramiro, who won't go to the ruck. McKernan's there.
4 minutes left in the third term, and Hawthorn making another surge at the Kangaroos. They trail by 8 points. McKernan gets his first fist of the ball. Crocker, too high, and will take the free kick.
He's been an important player, hasn't he?
My word. And you mentioned about being skillful. No drama with that. Ramiro punched away from the back by Gowers. In goes Blakey. Couldn't quite keep his footing. Ball spills for Deer. He's caught, but the free kick had been awarded a little earlier than that. And it was taken there by Bunn. He gets it down to Allen. Allen's kick to centre half forward. The ball rebounds. Stevens, quick hands. Gets it to Fairley. Fairley goes in turn to Blakey. Blakey kicks to the centre half forward area. Carey couldn't take the mark, but he's able to recover. Couldn't keep his footing. Hand pass goes wide across the 50-metre line. Very well done by Allison. Ramiro fumbles. In after him goes Collins. He grabs him a little high, but the umpire says it's all held in 45 metres from the North Melbourne goal, and he will bounce.
Taylor landed heavily in a marking contest.
We'll see how Jason Taylor finished up in the hands of the trainers, very heavily onto the ground. Knocked forward by Stevens, gatherers by Cooper. Vacant area wide out there. The race is on now between Blakey and Darren Jarman. Jarman gets it back. Blakey appealing. No free kick. There will be one now, though. No. Jarman does well. He just kept having a go at it, Darren Jarman, and gets it out to Gowers. Gowers on centre wing. He's got a bit of a paddock in front of himself, but decides to go short, a little too short. Sets it up a bit for Laidley, but Schwass is there to help out. Craig Scholl kicks it back towards centre-half forward. Longmire couldn't take the mark. The Crummers are there. Ramiro gets it back. Blakey again. Has a good look up forward. Kicks it across the 50-metre line. Punched away by Collins, is defending grandly for the Hawks. In goes Allen. Allen gives the hand pass. Back to Deere. Back to Ben Allen. Ben Allen is at left half back. Kicks it down the flank. And a good mark taken by Graham. Graham's short kick. Well done. The lead and the mark taken by Hudson. Hudson's 50 metres from goal. He can kick a goal nearly. The ball goes to the goal square. It's going to go through. It is a Paul Hudson goal. Paul Hudson's second goal means the difference between these two teams. 3 minutes before three-quarter time is just 2 points.
Yes, it's interesting because Dean Laidley's no doubt had the better of that duel against Hudson. Just presents himself here and then turns. Dunst goes back to the square. Hudson knew that if he just got good kick long, he could either make the distance or give Dunst a chance. The former came off. The goal results.
2 goals to Paul Hudson, both kicked in this quarter. Won the 1992 Michael Tuck medal here on this ground. Young, a late inclusion for Shane Crawford. Allen to half forward, a bump ball. Taylor, as he recovered from that awkward landing, fairly spins out and then spins into trouble. Back to Mann. Well, another awkward kick. Well, he kicked it to Hudson before he kicked the goal. Now Stevenson's got it. He won't score from there. Dunst still on a lead. They double team him. Smith chopped in front of him. Clatton, the hand pass. McDonald across his body, won't get the distance. Or will it be there? It's rushed through, I think, from behind. Yes, it is. A rush behind to the Hawks, off the hands of the pack. The kick coming from Alex McDonald. And so the scoreboard, 66-65. 1 point the difference in favour of North Melbourne. Ian Fairley marks the little kick out. Fairly short of centre-half back. McKernan the target. Gowers with him. McKernan couldn't drag it down. Might be a Hawthorn ball here. Stevenson. Long hand pass in the direction of Ben Allen. He gives it to Gowers. Gowers goes goalwards. Dunstall caught behind, and North double team him. Ross Smith chips in front of McDonald to take the mark.
Ross Smith's short kick. Couldn't quite get to Scholl, but this is Mann. Mann for North Melbourne. An effective kick on this occasion. Or the high flyer, Schwass. Didn't take the mark. Young, tackled by Schwass, and he's over the top of that player. And the free kick will be taken for Hawthorn by Matthew Young. He's just forward of the wing and being asked to kick quickly in towards the forward line. He goes to centre-half forward. A great mark, Jarman! Right on the siren. Darren Jarman's got the chance to give Hawthorn the lead. And they have trailed for the best part of 2 quarters.
Just caught him, Robbo, at the corner of my eye. Just made a real definite move to get to that contest and then lifted himself beautifully. Like a clean mark.
Well, you just about write this down. He's a very, very skillful player. And, of course, if he kicks a point, scores will be level. But if he gets a goal, the Hawks will lead at three-quarter time. Jarman's kick straight through the centre. So at three-quarter time in this qualifying final at Waverley, the Hawks lead by 5 points. They're 10-11-71. North Melbourne are 9-12-66.
Hawthorn in front. North Melbourne this quarter with what has been the scoring end. 5 points in Hawthorn's favour after Darren Jarman goal right on the siren. Ishenko, the 2 number 26s. Cooper kicks it out the centre wing. North with the numbers. Stevenson has to go here to get it clear of Scholl. He did well. but kicks it back to Anthony Rock, who started on the bench. And away they can go again, North Melbourne. Stevens' kick. Bouncer factor. Allison, who spent a little time on the bench. Carey wobbles it. And good defence by Raven Tallis. Gets the ball over the boundary line in front of Ramiro. It will be a throw-in in North Melbourne's right forward pocket. Both teams have done well when kicking to the main scoreboard end. Neil Curley suggesting at three-quarter time that Hawthorn's lead might not be enough. McKernan, who's been terrific for North Melbourne. Gee, that was nearly a throw. The umpire says play on. Hawthorn dude, Jarman. A foot race. Deer, right on the boundary line, slips over at the crucial moment. Hand pass as well to nobody. Has to try to follow up himself.
Well
Ishenko and Young.
Free kick to John Blakey, who committed himself to get up to that contest to help Ishenko. Got in front of Deer, and Deer just infringed in the back, and now Blakey has the free kick.
13 and 5 for John Blakey. He's kicked 3 behinds. Gowers with the big lead takes the mark.
It's unbelievable. Carey went to the centre-half forward position with the lead. Blakey's kick was hooked back towards the boundary line. Gave him no chance then.
Andy Gowers in the right back pocket for Hawthorn. Goes in short. Jarman, well, he's the man at the moment. Gave away a couple of silly free kicks early, but he's well back into the contest now. Man from behind. Tries to fist it away from Platten, who's been Hawthorn's best player. It's out of bounds on centre wing.
Yes, Johnny Platten, a great trier through 200 AFL games with the Hawks. There's Nichols.
Archie's had to come off too. Yep.
Ishenko gets it down in the Stevens direction. Taken by Jarman. He's well tackled. Umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt there. Obviously both arms pin, so the central umpire will bounce. Terrific kick by Darren Jarman to goal at the end of the third term. Didn't try to overkick it at all. This is Crocker. Handball into the path of Ramiro. In turn Schwass gets past, and he's gone. Ramiro off the ground, up towards full forward, knocked away by McGuinness, taken by Allison. This is Scholl. Scholl across his body, and he does register a score, but it's just one behind to North Melbourne, kicked by Craig Scholl.
It was a terrific pick up and give by Ramiro. Had to do it cleanly and did that.
4 points is the margin now in favour of Hawthorn. Langford to kick in. Gets it well outside 50 metres to centre half back. Rock tries to take the ball away, unsuccessful. Gowers was okay. Got it in towards the centre of the ground. Kicked back by Big Taylor. Crocker's hand pass pretty good to King. King's spotted a player wide and half forward at Schwass. He can go short. Does so. Ramiro should kick a goal. He misses badly. Second behind to Jose Ramiro. 3 points the margin in favour of Hawthorn, and North Melbourne player in trouble. And it looks like Anthony Rock. Are they calling for the stretcher?
Looks like it. I don't know what happened to him.
He's holding his calf.
Now the stretcher is coming onto the ground, so play will halt.
I didn't see it, Pete, so
no,
I guess from there, it's either a knee or an ankle. It just looks terrible, whatever it is.
Well, he's had a rotten run of luck with injuries, Anthony Rock. Would be a normal inclusion in North Melbourne's best 18. Started on the bench this afternoon and hasn't really been able to get into the play. Let's see if we can see it in this passage of play. Just going down there, did he turn an ankle? Glenn Archer, of course, did that early. He was able to come back on, kicked a good goal in the third quarter. But Anthony Rock, I don't think will take any further part of the match.
Ross, you get a good look at the bottom of the players' boots there.
Yes.
What are they? Are they just sort of rubber studs or something?
Yeah, they're like they're called it's a Copa Mundial type stud. It's in between a long stop and a moulded sole. They're as comfortable as a moulded sole, but in a surface like this, Robbo, which you don't need the long stops, they give you sufficient grip. All right, and also allow, particularly the running players, much better degree of comfort.
McAdam's going to replace him. McAdam so far not bothering the statistician, only had one short stint on the ground early. That was late in the second quarter. 17.5 minutes are left in the match. Less than a kick in it. 68 to 71, 3 points in favour of Hawthorn. McAdam might get straight into the play. Yashenko up early. Jarman missed it. Schwass gets pushed over the boundary line by that player, and it will be out of bounds. Left half forward for North Melbourne, 55 metres from goal. Good stats for Schwass. And as Pagan goes for the phone, second year as coach at North Melbourne, after 10 years coaching their under-19s, which resulted in 5 premierships, then went to Essendon. Be keen to make amends for a disappointment in the final series last year. Hawthorn out of defence, chain of hand passes. Cooper's kick up towards midfield. Mark taken by Graham in front of Mann. Graham's kick to half forward. Hudson on a lead. Bump ball. Half volley. Taps it further forward. Graham. McDonald. Smith pressures him. And we'll see the ball to the boundary line, yes.
Just thought Adrian McAdam in that half-forward area just had his hands on the footy and then looked for a free kick, played for it, got out of the contest, and all of a sudden the ball's up in the Hawthorn scoring area. If he had been more desperate to get the footy and hold it in the area, might have been a scoring opportunity.
Well, a ruck contest at left half forward for the Hawks. In after it is King. Pritchard tries to get it to Stevenson. He's bumped there by Smith. Little kick by Pritchard up towards full forward, punched away by Mann. Kick forward by Stevens, in towards the centre, Tallis. And a free kick now has been picked out. It's going to Hawthorn to be taken by Braden Tallis. He finds Jarman alone in the centre. Jarman's got a player on 50 metres from goal. It's Young. Can he make a name for himself here? There's no one home, so Young goes bang and kicks a goal.
Well, he needed to kick the goal, Roscoe, because there was a player on his own in the goal square.
Yes, and I tell you what, we also had Dunst just out in the pocket too, Peter, who was calling for it, but well done to the young fella from St Pat's College in Tassie. Just backed himself here and kicked it beautifully straight.
Pretty happy about himself too. Registering Hawthorn's 11th goal.
Matthew Young, a late inclusion for Shane Crawford, got the goal. Jarman had it, lost it, went without it. Stevens combining with Schwass. Schwass's kick up towards full forward. Ramiro tackled by McGuinness. Crowd calling for holding the ball. Umpire says play on. Still they call for it. The umpire's going to bounce it now, just as Allison had the football and was going goalwards. So plenty of excitement in the qualifying final. Hawthorn and North, rivals from the 1970s, played some titanic finals matches then, and one here this afternoon. Tarras and Platten combined. Platten from a standing start. Stevenson tries to biff it further forward. Crocker tackled, almost threw it out. Tackle is by Graham.
He's made a difference, Graham, since he's gone into that half forward line.
King gets up. On goes Stevenson. Stevenson kicks to half forward. Fairly tries to punch it away from Taylor, does so. Yashenko gets himself into trouble. Ball jarred free in the tackle. Hudson went without it. Taylor to Hudson. Around man. Low trajectory drop punt. Martin's there. Isn't he ever? Long kick by the North Melbourne full-back. But it bounces straight into a nest of Hawks, and Young's got it.
Young's short kick. Platten's on his own at right half forward. He'll run inside 50. Watch this kick by Johnny Platten. It's coming back, not quite far enough. And through for one behind of the Hawks.
Again, Anthony Stevens making all the running at the footy and at the Hawthorn player to do all the work for his teammates, and Platten just sitting back off the pace of it, finishes up with the footy.
Hawthorn lead by 10 points. The kick in has been marked by Blakey. Stevenson just holding play up a little bit. Blakey now able to run on and gives the hand pass away. King it is for North Melbourne in the centre of the ground. His kick goes towards half forward. At the back, the mark is taken by Mercurial McAdam. Short pass is all right. The lead was good by Longmire, and Ramiro's in the square on his own.
No, too late.
Well, Johnny Longmire just has to kick this goal now for North. 14 minutes left in the game. They trail by 10 points. I mentioned about it being a cutthroat game. Well, I don't think either one of these sides would want to lose and then hope that maybe Carlton or West Coast get beat, would
they?
Be
in charge of your own destiny, mate.
Well, this is Longmire for North Melbourne. He's kicked one, and he's now kicked two. So it's back to a 4-point game. North Melbourne fans have got something to cheer about. 78, Hawthorn, 74 North Melbourne.
Yes, and very important that Longmire kicked that. Hawthorn have kicked the last, or had the last 4 goals of the game. North was saying it's just struggled a little. McAdam found his mark. He had a chance to go long, but elected to pass to Longmire. It worked out to be the right option.
John Longmire's second goal. Adrian McAdam providing the assist. Blakey out of the middle. Again, bouncer factor. Schwass was going to have a tap to him. Went straight to the ground. Langford upset in the tackle. Still he goes, Schwass. Back to Crocker, who's been excellent this afternoon. Carey gets back, stumbles over his teammate, and the ball out of bounds in North Melbourne's left forward pocket. Attendance this afternoon, 38,223. So our guess of 40,000 was pretty close to the mark. I think that was just about what was expected here between these two clubs, or for these two teams. Gowers over the top. Carey. Ramiro. Centering kick. They must take a mark. Longmire does. No, he doesn't. Oh, dear. He all but swallowed that, John Longmire.
A couple of chest marks.
Here we see a good angle of this. Longmire getting there, making up good ground. It's the second chest mark he's dropped. Gee, they're critical.
2 goals, 3. Scotty McGuinness kicks in. 75-78 in favour of Hawthorn. Carey and Gowers can't take it. Got 2 hands to him. A quick hand pass comes in the direction of Langford. McAdam looking for a free kick again. Langford over the top. The Hawthorn skipper playing his 24th finals match. Platten comes in to assist. McAdam applies a tackle on Young. All to no avail because it's going to be a bounce. Russell Green, North Melbourne runner, comes out. 300 games with Hawthorn. One of only 6 players to have played more games in the brown and gold than the current captain, Chris Langford. It's a bounce.
Close to the boundary line. Platten gets it and kicks it back towards the half-forward area.
Crocker being held.
Taken by Crocker. And, well, he took the mark, but the umpire blew the whistle. Crocker runs on. He can kick a goal. Crocker goes for goal for North Melbourne, and he's missed. Well, some wasted chances by both sides. Darren Crocker's first score. North Melbourne fans up on their feet when Crocker took possession, but all he could do was register one behind. McGuinness with the football for Hawthorn, undecided as to where to kick to, comes to the members' side, always kicks in the Carey direction. I can't believe it. He punches the ball away. Platten again. He's knocked up getting the footy for the Hawks. Pritchard stumbles. Young gets it further forward, too far for Stevenson. North will take possession through Blakey. He can run around and kick North Melbourne into attack. He goes to the 50-metre line. At the back was Gowers. Could have nearly been paid the mark. Ball spills. Carey gets his foot to it. Goats Craig Scholl, and Scholl is marked 60 metres from goal. Scholl looking to give it off. No, he decides on the thumping punt kick to the square. McKernan, that goes to the back, and it registers another behind to North Melbourne. So they're catching the Hawks by behinds. They now trail by just 1 point. Plenty of time left in the game, 11.5 minutes. The kick-in goes to Collins.
Should point out too, Robbo, we can't have a draw if scores are level at the end of full time. 2 5-minute periods will be played. Andy Collins in the right back pocket, getting plenty of advice from the crowd down there. And again in the Carey direction. Deere comes down with the football. Hawthorn retained possession. Matthew Young, who kicked a goal in this final quarter, on to Pritchard. Darren Pritchard, veteran from Tasmania now. Martin again.
There's a free kick downfield.
It's going to Dunst, or is it going to Graham?
Well, it's against Anthony Stevens. The shepherd was put on him by Young, and Stevens then brought Young to ground. The umpire, Rowan Sawyers, I think it was, paid the free kick up the ground.
It's going to Graham, who's done better since he's been moved away from defence. Dunstall on a lead and marks. He's kicked 3 this afternoon. He got his 100th for the season in the 3rd quarter, after a first half in which produced only 2 kicks for the Hawk champ.
There's the shepherd. And then down the ground.
Gee, that's ordinary in a tight game.
Well, any free kick on the forward line is going to be, or potentially going to be, costly. Dunstall from 35 metres. Kicks and gets the goal. 4 goals to Dunstall. Hawthorn hit back again in this titanic struggle for the qualifying final. The difference again out to 7 points. We're halfway through the quarter.
Yes, it may well prove to be one of the most critical decisions in the game. The umpiring standard's been pretty good today, I think. But that one there, the Shepherd was fair. And then Stevens just falling to the back of Young. Not much in it at all.
Dunstall with 4 goals straight to his name. Jason Dunstall has now kicked 4 straight in that scoreline. Hawthorn at 12-12. Ben Allen caught, and he's going to be penalised. And I think that's fair. If you try to crash through and you're retarded. Stevens kicks to half forward. The mark is taken by Carey. Still North Melbourne keep coming. His kick will land in the square. Longmire being held. Ball spills now to Tallis, and he takes it over for a throw-in. Well, the North Melbourne bench and Neil Curley. What's happened to Anthony Rock?
Well, he's back on the bench with his right ankle heavily strapped with ice, and I don't think he'll take any further part, but it's not as bad as it seemed to come off on the stretcher. McCurtain
taps to Platten. Looks for a free kick.
And gets it.
Umpire says there is a free kick there against Allison. Platten from the back pocket. Has led from the front today. Stevens, who's been with him most of the afternoon, has also got a number of possessions. They've played wide of each other. Langford can't take it. Crocker can. McAdam gave the assist for a goal before. Will he kick one himself? Yes! What a beauty! What a game! McAdam's first.
It was an important touch by McAdam, who staged for a couple of free kicks in his last few efforts of the footy, and they haven't come to him. The kick from Platten was looking for Langford, who had to sit in this mark. Just watch this. Langford was the target. King from behind, just enough just to break the arms. And then Crocker featuring again, and from 50, that's a very good kick from McAdam.
Well, you would think that North Melbourne could win the game from here, but Hawthorn, each time North have been in that position, the Hawks have kept coming. Away goes Blake. He's kicked to half forward. The mark has been taken by Tallis. Tallis at centre half back for the Hawks. Goes to the centre wing position where he finds Paul Deere. Paul Deere bombs away to half forward. Out goes Taylor. The bounce is awkward for him. King was tackled. In goes Laidley. He's got the football. Gets the hand pass, but it's only to Taylor. Then Stevenson. His kick. Platten. What a game he's played, Johnny Platten. What an absolute ball terror it's been by Platten. And he finds Pritchard. Pritchard goes for goal. And it drifts, but it's there. It's a goal. Finish to this qualifying final. It's goal for goal. The Hawks lead again by 7 points. 8.5 minutes left.
Well, the battle between Anthony Stevens and Johnny Platten's been outstanding all day. And Platten just will not give up. His persistence and work rate is just admirable. And he now has 20 and 12.
Pritchard got the goal, but Johnny Platten's work superlative. Important centre break. North Melbourne will get it out of the middle through Blakey. Should I say yet again, Tallis at half-back has taken the mark over Ramiro, who says he was pushed. Cooper at left half-back. On to Ben Allen. Allen's kick down to half-forward. Taylor and Fairley. Good battle between that pair too. It's out of bounds. Between wing and half-forward for Hawthorn.
Mark Roberts on the bench there, played earlier in the reserves and did all right for North, but...
an amazing comeback by him.
Yes, but I think he'd be wanting his seniors to win this game.
Well, it'd be a chance if they do to get back into the side. Yashenko, Allen, still he goes, but it's out of bounds, almost to the same spot. Maybe a tad closer to the Hawthorn goal, but nothing to speak of.
8 minutes left.
Yes, 8 minutes. Nichols about to come back on. Haven't seen too much of him, which is probably surprising. Schwartz, who's been terrific. Schwartz's kick up to midfield. Collins had it, lost it, tried to regain it. Off the ground, Allison. McCurtain. Allison again. Jarman stumbles at the crucial moment. McAdam, can he take the hand pass? He can. Gets it to his skipper. Carey bends it back in the direction of McAdam again, and also Longmire, but Longmire couldn't keep it in, and it's over the boundary line. 50 metres from the North Melbourne goal, and at left half forward. What a match. The 40,000 fans have certainly had their money's worth here this afternoon. If all matches in the first of the final eight system are like that, it'll be a great final series. Is that a behind? Hit the behind post, it's out of bounds. So a throw in right next to the behind post in North Melbourne's forward pocket.
See, that looked a little lackadaisical by John Longmire, didn't it?
A little bit, yes.
The ball only just spilled up against the behind post. And when you're in a desperate situation, McKernan tries to get it down, struggling to get through. Or Collins, that could have nearly been deemed as a throw, but now he's going to get the free kick. Collins in the left back pocket for Hawthorn. No one on the mark, but he kicks high out towards the wing. It's Jinko and Paul Deere, brilliantly gathered by Fairley. What can Ian Fairley do? He can kick to the goal front. McKernan in front takes the good mark. Now, this is an important kick.
Well, without doubt, and Ian Fairley's been fantastic at centre-half-back on Jason Taylor. Hasn't allowed the big fellow much at all. 5 and 6 from Miro off. Nichols, the player, to come back on, and here's this mark again from McKernan. Very tough to stop from there.
Well, usually a pretty reliable kick for goal is Corey McKernan. He's kicking from 30 metres. Oh, I think he's missed.
Hit the post.
Well, they're very costly, especially in the last part of the game with 6 minutes, just over 6 minutes left. Players getting tired. You won't get too many chances like that.
A goal the difference. Well, will we have extra time? Certainly be a possibility now. Schwarz's punch is effective. Nichols, who's just come on, bounce certainly a factor. McGuinness at Longmire, again taken over the boundary, left forward pocket for North Melbourne. 6 minutes exactly left in this match. And what a titanic struggle it's been. McKernan and Gowers go at it. Opportunity for McAdam, but the ball too far ahead of him, and it's out of bounds. 50 metres from the North Melbourne goal. Some of the 38,000 who have enjoyed the contest here. The Hawks by a goal. 6 minutes remaining in the match. Schwarz again with Young and Platten. Once more it's out of bounds. Gee, there'll be some tired players tonight. Should we say there are some tired players now? McKernan, who outmarked Gowers before. Blakey went at it. Important ball here. Langford will concede a behind. No, he's tapped it out of bounds. So therefore, you ask the question, deliberate? No, says the umpire. Be a tough call, wouldn't it? McKernan and Gowers again. Backup support there from Carey. Tries to take it. Jarman takes it instead. Deere and Ashenko.
I think they're both pretty happy to see it out, Pete.
Both trying to get a free kick by hand passing it onto the boots of the opponent. Not successful.
5.5 minutes left.
The next goal vital. If Hawthorn get the next goal, you'd think they'd be home. If North get it, well, what can happen? Crocker's kick intercepted by Jarman. Stevenson missed it. McDonald likewise. Ross Smith is there. Stevenson again. Still he goes. Is the ball inside the boundary line? It is. A hand pass on to Rowland, who tried to get it to Cooper. I think it was Cooper who was steamrolled. No, it was Hudson.
Well, Hawthorn have forced the ball pretty well up to their left half forward area from the left back pocket.
Yeah, Stevens, good word. Forced it. Nothing spectacular about it. Ashenko taps it out. Chance for the Roos now. Ross Smith clearing kick.
Oh, Jarman again. A telling possession there by Darren Jarman, as was the mark at the end of the third term. This is Gowers. Can go straight across the ground. Player on his own is Collins. Carey nearly ran him down. Collins kick into the path of Platten. It sits beautifully. Can the Rats score a goal from this? He kicks it to the square. The mark is taken by Laidley. Now watch what North can do from this possession in the back pocket. Laidley goes out towards half-back. Nearly a mark to Fairley. Handball by Graham. Paul Deere and Pritchard. It was pretty hot then. Nichols. Now Taylor. Hand pass. McDonald's caught. Gone. Must be penalised. Free kick to North Melbourne at centre half-back. Discipline now with Hawthorn. They must man up. This is Scholl from centre half-back. He kicks long in towards half-forward. The contest, there was no contest.
Yes,
it's a brilliant mark by McKernan.
Exactly that, Robbo.
Magnificent young player, Corey McKernan. He's at centre-half forward for North Melbourne, and he'll kick them to well within scoring distance. At the back, the captain's got it as a push out. Well, I would love to see an umpire in a situation like this swallow that damn whistle. 3 minutes left, over 3 3/4 minutes left, and that mark taken by Gowers.
Gowers up from the left back pocket for Hawthorn. What a finish. Allen and Crocker. Ben Allen takes the mark. Too early for Hawthorn to go defensively, and they know it. They must get another goal if they're to win at Platten. Could have almost given away a free kick there. The Rat still goes. Stevens, who's been with him all afternoon. They're both knocked up getting kicks. Stevens' kick is up towards centre wing, and Longmire, long way from goal, has got the mark. Longmire kicks to half forward. Carey!
He wanted that footy. He called for it and got it.
Takes a deep breath. We'll just about kick it from there. Outside 50. Great kick! Scores a level!
Well, that's what captains have got to do. He's taken a specky mark and then gone back and thumped it through from 50 metres. Great stuff.
Yes, a Longmire sensing the opportunity to come up the ground, take some pressure off his skipper. And the kick, I didn't think it was going to carry far enough, but deceiving from where we were here, and Carey marked that very nicely. Look at this kick. Great shot.
Ross, 18 kicks, 7 handballs, 3 goals and 9 marks.
And he had a pretty quiet third quarter, so he's had a pretty good game.
Yes. Well, what a finish. Ruck contest. Hawthorn win it. Chance for King.
Free kick.
Held when he didn't have the football, so King will kick North Melbourne. If he goes long, certainly to within scoring distance. He goes to half forward. In front, the mark is taken by Allison. He's been a little quiet, Brett Allison, but he kicks in the Longmire direction. Longmire at the back's got it. Bad judgment by McGuinness, better judgment by the full forward.
Yes, there's times, Robert, when you want front posse, but sometimes you get yourself just under the ball a little bit. And judgment there just critical, and Longmire knew with his height from behind he had that covered.
Well, another crucial kick for North Melbourne. Their full forward, John Longmire.
He's kicked 2-1.
He's kicking from 30 metres. I think he's missed it.
Yeah.
He has. A huge build-up. But the Kangaroos have the lead. The time remaining. The score, 1 point in favour of North Melbourne.
The Hawks need a goal. Remember, there can't be a draw. Nichols has got it. Good tackle by Allen. The mercurial Jarman. What could he manufacture from this? They're a long way home. Taylor, Platten, collected by Fairley. Stewie goes, Jarman. They need a mark here. Who can give it to them? The 100-goal kicker, Jason Dunst. Can he win the game for the Hawks? Oh, too far out, you'd reckon.
But if he scores a point, well, they're back in it. With a minute and a half left, scores level, and we might get that extra time you were talking about earlier.
Dunstall from 50. Won't get it from there. Won't get it from that kick. The North defenders able to tie it up.
Great smother by Laidley.
1 minute left. North in front by a point. Hawthorn's season resting, you would think, on this bounce. Can they rush it through from behind and then regroup? That might be the intention. Or can they get a goal? Plenty of possibilities. Can the Roos clear it? It's a behind. It's rushed through. That was the option. I reckon we'll have extra time, boys. Go to the fridge and get another coldie out. We might have 10 more minutes.
Well, under a minute now.
Blakey makes a lead. Hawthorn with the numbers. Gowers punches. Blakey's caught by Allen. Good long hand pass. Nichols at left half back. Spent a lot of time on the bench today. His kick up towards Carey, who can't take it. Will he get clear? He can, the duck. He's got it to McCurtain. To McAdam. McAdam races goalwards. McGuinness this time gets in front and takes the mark.
Oh, what a critical mark.
It was a poor kick, I thought, Ross, but anyway, it's easy to be critical from here, I guess. It's McGuinness now, kicks it wide, out towards half-back. Craig Scholl regains his footing, gets back onto that left foot. Can he kick short? In towards centre-half forward. King! Pritchard on the mark. We've got 10 seconds left.
8, 6.
King, you must get the football onto your boot, because if he can't get the distance from here, we have extra time. And look at Dennis Pagan. He is just so disappointed that the boy didn't get the ball onto his boot a little quicker, because if it had landed into square, North Melbourne may have been able to rush it over the line and score a point.
It's going to be a big torpedo, Robbo.
It's got to be the biggest kick this man has ever done in his life to score.
Where's Malcolm Blight?
Now, if it bounces in the square, it's a dead ball, right?
Yes.
Here's King. He's got onto it. It is a big, big kick, but it's rebounded, so we've got extra time in the qualifying final. And, well, what happens now, Pete?
We take a break, Robert. No,
Dennis Pagan, he can't go down and address the players. So I guess it's up to the captains to maybe have a bit of a chat, get some sort of momentum going.
5 minutes each time.
Get it down, get it down.
Unfortunately, you can't hear you, Dennis.
He didn't know how much time was left on the clock, and neither did his player, King. Extra time in the qualifying final. We've got 10 minutes of play left, so virtually half a quarter. Anything can happen in that time. It's really going to be a survival of the fitter. Ishenko. McAdam gets a better bounce than Cooper. Bombs away. Carey again. Langford punches. McKernan, who's been excellent. Langford off the ground. Tries to find Gowers. Scholl intercepting. Longmire. Allison kicks it behind. So North in front. Brett Allison's first behind. He's kicked 1 goal 1 for the Roos.
This is where you find those players, as Curl said, with the mental strength to pick their tight legs up and keep going, but also those who had the greater fitness threshold, like the Plattons and the Stevens, to see. I know they've worked their absolute backsides off today, but see if they can continue in the same fashion. And players like Carey, also McKernan.
McGuinness to kick in, goes straight down the ground. Ischenko punches from behind. Gowers, the ball spills towards half forward. McAdam can't control it. Stevens off the ground. McKernan wide, out to Scholl. Scholl from 50 metres. First blood to the Kangaroos. Craig Scholl has kicked his first goal for the game. And the Roos lead by 7 points with 9 minutes left. 4 minutes in the first part of this extra time, and 5 minutes, of course, when they switch over.
Yeah, this is where some of the bench players also, like McAdams and Deers, those players who spent some time sitting watching, can lift up and carry some of their teammates who've been out there all day.
Craig Scholl, his 12th kick, his first goal. Deer too early. Stevens misses the ball, goes after it again, forces it forward. Young going nowhere from the Schwass tackle, and the umpire will be forced to bounce.
A bounce between centre and half forward for Hawthorn. Taylor, Crocker, Platten. Hudson grabbed. Stevenson tripped. He goes a goal, but he will get the kick.
Yep.
Now, is that a report?
Well, he didn't. He actually just. No.
I posed the question because we know what's gone on this year.
Yeah,
I thought that maybe the tackle around his waist just slipped down to the leg.
Yeah, and then I think his hand, just there it goes down. Yeah, the slip again. And the fact that he didn't actually fall over, he stumbled, probably would be in his favour too, Pete.
Well, I think the umpire was prepared to let it go if he could have got it, kept his footing. Yes.
Dean Laidley on the mark. Stevenson kicked 2 goals early for Hawthorn. Oh, bad kick intended for Young. It was an absolute shocker. And Schwass breaks clear for the Roos. Gowers comes up with the foot shot.
But I thought Carey there was just going for the ball. They both fell over each other. It's a tough call. Poor kick, though.
So it happened here. Oh, he pushed it there.
There was a push initially, yep. Fair call.
So again, Stevenson. Deer. Underneath it. Hudson. Deer again. Bad hand pass. North Melbourne defence standing
Free kick down the ground for North.
It's going to be taken by McAdam, perhaps.
Hawthorn were screaming about free kicks about halfway through this match. They now lead in that area 23-18.
Addison to take the free kick. Carey, Langford, Jarman. Jarman's high bomb will land round about midfield. Excellent grab taken by Fairley. He's unspectacular, but boy is he effective.
Good player, Ian Fairley. Goes long, straight down the ground towards Carey. At the back, Carey's got it. Left foot snap by Carey is across the face and bounces for a behind.
They all count.
Well, Hawks need 2 goals now, don't they?
3 goals, 3 to Wayne Carey in a performance of 19 kicks, 8 handballs and 9 marks. As Hawthorn prepare for a change, Hargraves coming onto the ground and maybe Young to come off.
Yes, it is.
Short kick has been marked by Pritchard.
Aaron Pritchard, left half-back flank for Hawthorn. And the match is slipping away from them after scores level at the end of full time. Cooper. Man will punch, not really effectively, but does get it down or past Blakey. Jarman.
Good play, Blakey.
Went through like a steam train. The throw-in will take place on the true centre wing position.
8 points it is in North's favour.
He's controlled Jarman pretty well in this last quarter.
Ishenko and Taylor. Won by Ishenko. On to Schwass. We've sung his praises earlier. The bounce does kind things for Scholl. Again, Cooper has to do the mopping up work for Hawthorn. North doing all the attacking in this first period of extra time. Scholl again. Jarman in front. Has the ball punched clear. A bouncer factor. McKernan, whose marking today has been a feature of this contest. Back to John Blakey from right half forward. He's a long kick as a rule. A good centering option by the mark. Missed by Nichols. He still goes. Tallis has got him. Superb tackle. Now Carey. Left foot snapshot will bounce. Through for behind. 3 goals, 4 to Wayne Carey. But North in command. Hawthorn virtually 2 goals out of it.
Kick in has been marked by Gowers. Gowers is in the left back pocket for Hawthorn. Goes further forward for Jarman. Jarman looks composed. Back to Pritchard. They've worked the ball to between half-back and centre wing. Now it's in the centre of the ground with Taylor. Taylor goes high. This gives North a chance to bounce back. The ball clears the players at centre-half forward for Hawthorn. It's kicked away by Ian Fairley. Close to the boundary line goes the postman, and he'll take it over for a boundary throw-in, and the North Melbourne fans are pretty happy with that as they give Ian Fairley a healthy round of applause.
He's now got Deere as an opponent. Taylor's gone into the ruck. Well, Deere will take this throw-in.
9 points is the margin in favour of North Melbourne. Ishenko gets it down to Crocker. Crocker kicks in the direction of that champion player, Carey, and he doesn't let him down. He takes a magnificent mark. He's kicked to half forward. In short. Maybe should have taken the mark there, Cooper. In goes McAdam. I said mercurial. Watch this. Watch Adrian McAdam go. And he kicks wide. It's Longmire has marked in the right forward pocket.
Tennessee, was that ball out of bounds?
It was out of bounds by at least 2 metres. Boundary umpire was 100 metres behind the play. Watch this.
Tries to keep it in with his right hand.
Well out of bounds.
Particularly when he brought the ball back to handball.
Well, Longmire has kicked inaccurately for a full forward. There's the siren, which effectively ends the first 5 minutes of extra time. So John Longmire must kick a goal here. His shot for goal is anticlimactic. It's a point. So after the first 5 minutes of extra time, the margin in favour of North Melbourne is 10 points. They're 13-23 and Hawthorn are 13-13.
So we start the second period of extra time. North Melbourne leading by 10 points. Hawthorn didn't score in the first period. They're still on 13-13. McAdam to Longmire, and North Melbourne certainly finishing the stronger.
And McAdam's been one of those players, but because of the freshness of his legs, he's had a couple of opportunities, the ball's bounced his way, but he's also gone and got it a couple of times, contrary to the way he played in the first part of the last quarter. Clean ball handling.
And a much better mark there by John Longmire, wasn't it? He really put his hands out as though he desperately wanted that football.
And a chance to atone for that other kick.
And just about sew the game up, you'd reckon. It's a long bomb. It's close. It's there. It's a goal. And you would say that North would be home. John Longmire, terrific kick by the horse.
Well, now Hawthorn need to kick 3 goals. It's a big ask, isn't it, at the end of the game, I would think.
Particularly when you look at their playing too, Robert. That's the other thing. A few of their players look a little more tired. I mean, there's a few heads looking at the ground at the moment. So mentally, they've got to be a little bit less prepared than what the North players are. And you're right, there's that clean mark by Longmire. Much stronger effort.
So the ruckmen go at it once again. Darren Jarman hasn't given up hope. He's kick in the Taylor direction. Mann couldn't gather it, but the tackle on Stevenson was all right. Platten's kick could be marked by Graham. It's a play-on decision. Smith's got him. Away goes Stevens. Shepherd by Smith was good. So Stevens has got a little bit of time to settle and deliver for Alex Isjenko. Couldn't take the mark. Player to gather the crumbs is Allison. Can he run away from Jarman? He falls over. Jarman does it. Look at the skill of Darren Jarman. He kicks down to half-forward line, but it's too far for Hargraves. And it's the first error that the number 11 in the Hawthorn Guernsey has made this afternoon. It's a free kick to North Melbourne to be taken by Anthony Stevens. He kicks in towards Smith. Smith goes towards centre-half forward. Longmire underneath it. Ball spills for McDonald. He goes back to Cooper. Cooper across the 50-metre line finds Collins. Collins at right half-back. No one to kick it to. He's got to go down the ground. Out towards the wing, it's Hargraves for Hawthorn. He's between half-back and centre wing. His kick goes over the wing. Isjenko gets back and takes nearly the mark. Platt in there also was Stevenson. King, Taylor. Free kick to Hawthorn to be taken by Platt.
They still need 3 goals, Hawthorn. 3 minutes to go. Laidley has it punched away from him. Still he goes with Hudson. Two North players have collided. One is Smith, and the other one is Crocker.
Well, this will be critical that they get them up quickly because with only about 3 or 4 minutes left.
Let's see what happened there. Laidley fires out the hand pass in the background, and there it was in the foreground.
Probably fortunate that Crocker had a helmet on too. Might have softened the blow a bit.
A bit worse otherwise.
North Melbourne free kick out of this little contest.
2.5 minutes left. Darren Crocker still in the hands of the trainers. He'll be okay. 16 points the difference in North Melbourne through King. Go forward again. Hawthorn still scoreless in extra time. McDonald is grabbed with the football. The umpire says play on. They try to do that. Collins, McAdam, Allen, Crocker.
That's his marksman.
Off the side of the boot. Barely made contact at all. Blakey. Beautifully done to Scholl. Terrific football. North full of running. Great stuff. Long kick. 55 metres into the goal square. Carey, can he kick it? He can't. And it goes through from behind. But it's a pretty handy behind because Hawthorn, 3 goals they need. And that's a pretty tall order late in extra time.
Well, more importantly for North, they've kept the ball down there into the ground. Now Hawthorn have got to take it the whole length of the ground to score. They've got to kick accurately if they're to go down there 3 times. This is Platten from centre half-back. Hesitated, then the short pass is okay and finds Graham. He gets it back. But Graham is there to help him out, but they may have messed this up. Peter Mann has done well to hold the footy in for North Melbourne right on the centre circle.
And just that little fumble by Johnny Platten, who's had an outstanding game. Just allowed North to get back.
There's Platten, Ross, 25-13, kicked a goal and had taken 6 marks. Knocked away by Paul Deere. Gathered by Fairley. Hawthorn haven't scored in extra time. McKernan couldn't take the mark. The crummer, Stevens, has played a wonderful game for North Melbourne. He's kicked the full forward. The 2 captains, Langford and Carey. Langford wins out on this occasion, but he can't do much with the footy. And it trundles over for a throw-in, and you would think now that North Melbourne would win this game and quite possibly end Hawthorn's campaign for 1994. 50 metres from goal, the boundary throw-in. Hawthorn bash it back towards the boundary line. It's taken over in the finish by Bunn. So the boundary umpire will have to repeat the dose about 60 metres around from the North Melbourne goal. North Melbourne 14-24. 108. Lead Hawthorn 13-13-91. The difference is 17 points in favour of North Melbourne.
And that's exactly what North Melbourne's kicks in the extra time. Umpire speaking to Wayne Schwass. He's going to bounce it 60 metres out with less than a minute remaining in this match. 108-91. Scholl,
Good kick.
who stood out in extra time. Langford and Carey, well, that sums up Hawthorn's day. And Carey up forward has been predictably magnificent. 11 marks, 21 kicks, 8 hand passes.
It was not a deep breath, but he
And a
released.
slightly more relaxed look on the face
Pagan.
of Dennis Pagan.
That's a very clever
There's the
mark.
siren. No need to kick it, Wayne. The Roos are home and they advance. If he's accurate, it's his fourth. But the coffin's already nailed up. Carey from 35 gets the goal. The consummate professional that he is. And North Melbourne blitzing Hawthorn in extra time. They were level at the end of full time. 2 5-minute periods saw North Melbourne pull well clear like a thoroughbred in the straight in the Melbourne Cup.